And we are live.
Well, everybody, we're going to see if we still remember how to do this thing called podcasting, because it feels like it's been more than a week, when in fact that's all it's been since we've been here. But hey, everybody, welcome to Thursday night, which means it is PM in the PM Pong and Mav in the PM. Happy NFL Draft Day to all you draft heads out there, all you NFL fans and super fans. You guys all know my story. I was a super NFL fan. This is the time of year I used to take off work for NFL Draft Day. I had the nickname Kuiper Jr. Back in the day as well, because this was my favorite time of the year. But I don't do that anymore. However, I still love this process, and I still love all of the pomp and freaking celebration around NFL draft night. I think it's one of the coolest times of the year. And I just love the lead up. I love seeing these young kids come up and seeing these incredible athletes. So, no, we're not going to talk football tonight, but as you can see, because Mav and I were like, what are we going to talk about tonight? Because I texted him right away, I DM'd him right away and said, dude, if you got any ideas for a headline, I ain't got nothing, because there's nothing really major going on. We're going to have a bunch of little stuff to talk about. I said, well, we could talk about the NFL draft. We could still do that. And Mav came up with a video game draft. So we're going to have a little fun tonight. But thank you all for joining us. Again, it has been a minute. It's great to see my brother from another, Mav, Fun Speculation, the CEO of the Fun Speculation Network, back in his chair after a nice little family vacation, obviously to go see Pops, Caitlin's dad, out on the East Coast. But he is back. This is his first show back, so I'm sure he's going to be a little rusty, but he's got good news. Good news, folks. He got some gourmet animal crackers while he was out in Boston, so I'm sure he'll tell us about that. But Mav, how the hell you been, brother? What's been going on, man? Besides your trip.
Yeah, we had our trip. And this was the first time we've been further than Oklahoma in 20. Okay. Well, actually, sorry, no. We used to go to Vermont, drive there every Christmas, but just on a trip type thing. We haven't flown in 20 years. So, yeah, we had our fun with our trip, and we're back. It's been over a week since we've been live. But yeah, we're here and hanging out, and I do have some animal crackers. I got these from Mass General because we spent quite a bit of time at the hospital there. And these are chocolate covered animal crackers, and I have been saving them to eat on a show. So I was disappointed because I just read the back, and they're from Pennsylvania, not Massachusetts.
Still East Coast. It's close enough.
Yeah, I guess so. Right? But why are they selling Pennsylvania cookies at Mass General? It should be like Boston cookies.
Yeah, but maybe they feel like they make better cookies, or maybe they're just cheaper, which is probably.
I don't know. But
I want you to mark this date, though. I want you to mark this date, though, everybody, because he's not eating plain animal crackers, which, again, it shocked me. He somehow claims that those aren't frosted, even though they're chocolate covered.
It's different.
Animal crackers. I told him they're the same, but he's trying to tell me they're completely different. Whatever. They're not plain animal crackers, so mark it down. Yeah,
they're not. I mean, they're chocolate covered animal crackers. It's not plain, but they're not frosted. See, it's dipped. Like a chocolate. They don't call it frosted pretzels. They call it chocolate covered pretzels. Right? It's the same thing.
Same concept. Yes.
But yeah, I see the chat's asking how rude were the East Coasters. I actually really liked the East Coast people I met there. There was a lot of cool people there. I didn't have any trouble driving. I got cut off several times, but I felt like it was justified. And I kind of fit right in. We rented a Tahoe. I was driving that. Now I want to buy a Tahoe because I was rented a Tahoe. Oh my God, it was so nice, dude. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. It's different. I will tell you this: I had the best pizza I've ever had in my entire life.
Whoa! We're gonna start that battle.
Well, I'm not trying to start a battle of anything. Okay. But we were staying at this Airbnb in this town called Medford, which is right by Boston, right?
All right.
And when there's like this little downtown area, there's an ice cream shop called Colleen's. That's kind of like a diner / ice cream shop. Then there was a pizza place called For Pizza. And we kind of made fun of the name, because this looked like a little hole in the wall place, like For Pizza. I was like, what does that mean? For Pizza. I was like, okay. But it was getting to like the last night there. And I was like, I haven't had East Coast pizza yet since we've been here, so we got to get a place, and it was close. I looked it up, and it was Dave Portnoy does all the pizza reviews and stuff. He actually had been there before. He didn't give it a great score, but I saw that he said, we watched his review, he actually said it was really good, that maybe his score's on low end. And then I saw that other people on his app were all like, yeah, this is actually really great, and they took pictures. We got it, dude. We got to figure this fucking shit out in Dallas.
What kind? What kind was it?
It was like a bar pizza. It had like a char around it, but we got 3 kinds. We got meatballs. Okay. On one. We got just cheese on one, and then pepperoni on one. Yeah. So we got three pies. They're all kind of smallish. They're like bar pies, right? Sure, and they had like the char around the edges and stuff. But like. And we're driving home from the airport in Dallas, and I'm looking around, and there's like a million fucking restaurants in Dallas. If you go to Dallas Fort Worth, the one thing you will know is flat, and there's just stores and restaurants everywhere, right? But somehow, among all this fucking great food that we have, all these Tex-Mex places, all this barbecue, all these burger joints, all this amazing food, we cannot fucking figure out how to make good pizza here in Dallas Fort Worth. Somebody, please. I just want, like, and that's not even known as like a great pizza place there, but it is by far the best pizza I've ever had in my life. It was a revelation, Pong.
Very nice. I like it. It sounds delicious. I mean, I'm kind of jealous, actually.
It was great. So, and there were Nana's meatballs. So it was like homemade meatballs.
Homemade meatballs. Yeah. I would have definitely gone with the meatballs. That sounds fucking delicious.
Yeah.
So
anyway, how's it been going? Yeah, that's it.
No, did you play any games while you out there? Did you bring the Switch out there?
I did. The Wi-Fi wasn't working on the airplane the way out. And then on the way back, they tried to screw us by making us have to pay extra for the Wi-Fi. So
of course.
I didn't get to play like any of the online stuff, but I had my Switch. I had my tablet. I ended up playing like Candy Crush and Balatro. That's it.
Candy Crush. Oh my god.
Candy Crush and Balatro. Playing that Xbox first party. Yeah.
Yeah, you are. So way to go. Well, I'm glad the trip went well. And obviously I'm glad that Pops is doing better. Obviously, long road ahead. Big, critical situation. And Caitlin, it's great to see you back. I'm glad you guys got out there and saw him. So just awesome to have you guys back again. And you guys won't believe it too. On top of that, we had Jasper hit us up in the DMs from the future. So not necessarily, he's not going to be like coming back podcasting, but he actually got to DM us from the future and let us know that he's doing well. So that was great to hear from him. So Jasper is kind of back hanging around a little bit. So you never know where he'll pop up. But I just wanted to let everybody know that, because I know you guys have been following the fam for a long time, and a lot of people love Jasper and miss his "it's okay" kind of takes on everything. So but Jasper's doing well. So don't, so if you've been thinking about Jasper, just know that. My week's been crazy busy. Work is off the charts again. But Mav, as I was telling the background, and I kind of alluded to this last week on the shop. I only had one show last week. That was crazy. The shop was the only podcast I had last week. So that was nuts.
Did it feel like a vacation for you a little bit?
Kind of, but again, I miss talking. Like, and I did by Saturday night, because I hadn't discussed any of the topics or hadn't talked about or even really thought about this stuff. Like, it was a little rusty. Like, I was like, I'm like, this is not like, my brain isn't functioning properly. Because usually by Saturday night, I'm fully engaged. Yeah. Like, it's ready to rock and roll. I was all over the place on Saturday night. But as I stated on Saturday night, Mav, of course I'm playing Dragon's Dogma 2. Like, I'm not like, again, that game is ridiculous. Okay. I'm just having a great time with Dragon's Dogma 2. There's a lot of stuff coming out here that is going to pull me away from Dragon's Dogma 2 eventually. But right now, that's my bag. I just wind up firing that game up almost nightly. But I'm really getting into this PCMR life. And I ain't, again, for somebody who has been a console only guy forever, almost literally forever. If you take about a 3-year span in high school where I did actually play some PC games and then the occasional one over at a buddy's house, I've been a console gamer my entire life. And again, the convenience factor will never be topped until we get a gaming PC that just works. Maybe Xbox is doing that, right? Next gen. But I'm just telling you guys, the fact that I can go shopping on a daily basis and find keys for 50 cents, $1, $3 of all these games. Some of them I've never heard of, but I've always I look at them. I'm like, oh, I'll try that for $1. I'd buy that for $1, right? The old RoboCop.
Yeah.
Is insane. So again, yes, you spend a ton of money up front on a PC, right? You definitely spend a ton on a PC. A PC does more than gaming, right? So however you want to justify it, you spend a lot on a PC. But man, if you are a grazer like me, and again, I have a whole library of PC only games for decades that I've never touched before. So now, on top of everything else I own, now I have access to all this stuff. And of course, a lot of the older stuff is on sale, but the newer stuff is on sale too. So I've just been living the PCMR grazing life, buying games on sale that are just fun as hell. I've got, let's see, let's name a couple of them here. Deadlink, I think, dropped last year on PC.
Yeah.
This is a roguelite first-person shooter set in a cyberpunk like atmosphere with like all neon, kind of dark neon, fast-paced, Doom style first-person shooter, but it's a roguelite. Cool as hell. Having a great time with that game. What else? I picked up Dead Estate. Okay, another roguelike with voxels, basically, right? It's a voxel. It's like this little indie game called Dead Estate. But the difference is that you're kind of locked in these rooms, right? So it's not like you have big wide open areas to move around. You're in this like mansion, and it's kind of haunted, and it's got weird monsters and stuff, and you're trying to find, again, roguelike, so you're finding new weapons and you're finding new skills, all that kind of stuff. But just a cool little voxel game that I never would have seen anywhere else. Got that thing for like a $1.25. I was like, okay, let's play it. Like, again, Forgive Me Father 2, straight up old school Doom first person shooter, came out last year, just came into full release this year, 1.0. This game is so damn cool. It is like Borderlands comic book style mixed together. As far as the aesthetic goes, as the art style goes, the enemies are basically like, they look like 2D cardboard cutouts. If you guys know what I mean, they still move, but like if you walk around them, they like flip. They don't like turn with animation. They like flip as if they were a cardboard cutout. But you're in this insane asylum where some crazy shit is going on, but it's straight up old school Doom. You got to go find the yellow key, got to go find the blue key, got to go find the red key, right? Meanwhile, you're blasting away at all these dudes coming out of the walls at you and that kind of stuff. Freaking amazing art style. Pick that up, been rocking out on that a little bit. What else, man? Let's see, what else? Man, I tried these, I got two new space games, actually 3 new space games. But anyways, the 2 Between the Stars, AA, space RPG, procedurally generated. You get to go to planets, or you get to go, you're I think you're locked in your ship. I haven't gotten far enough to see if you get off your ship. You got to go through story missions though, by selecting outcomes, right? Or answers, or whatever the case may be. So you do have a story, and it's there's a lot of voice acting in this game as well. It's AA quality. So sometimes good, sometimes bad, but you get a full story, and you get to travel. You get to do missions out in space. You get to do all this kind of stuff. There's another one that I got, and I'm forgetting the name of it right now. Let's see if I can remember it while I'm looking through this stuff. Where it is another space RPG, but you're locked to your ship. It's all on your ship. But they have the RPG classes that you could still choose, which dictates the weapons and special abilities that your ship has.
Right.
So, like, I'm an assassin ship, right? You still have a captain. You still make your character, right? You got a captain, but you get to pick what class of ship it is. But it's based on like classic RPG kind of style. So I got an assassin ship. So like I can cloak, right? That's one of my special abilities. I can cloak and then sneak up on other ships and then one shot them. Like, game's just cool as hell. And this is shit that's not available on console, right? This is that PC life where everybody talks about it. That's why everybody's got these gigantic Steam libraries out there. Expeditions Rome, great turn-based strategy game based on historical Rome. Like, Mav, the depth that they went to, and it's a great turn-based strategy game, by the way, Mav. You would actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
But the story and the characters, the people that made this game, like, history buffs, okay, they are using straight up the language, the wordage that is used back then, all the different titles that were used back then for people, and so that you knew what class they were in during the Roman time. They've got all of that in this game, but it's freaking awesome. Turn-based strategy game, loving that game too. Again, another game that just never came to console. So that's pretty much where I've been, Mav. And then
that's a lot of places.
Bro, I'm back to grazing. To grazing. NIS has a sale. You guys know I've talked about NIS. NIS is a developer and publisher, Eastern developer and publisher. They have not brought hardly any games to Xbox, if at all. Maybe one or two here, but they have a series called Judzilla, which is another tactics-based game that I loved. I played it on PlayStation. I played it all the way back on PlayStation 3. And PlayStation 2, actually, in fact. But this game never came to Xbox. So they just had an NIS sale. They got an NIS sale going on right now on Steam. So I picked up the first two Judzillas on PC for $4 each. Cool. Great. Yeah. I can't wait to go back and play. So yeah, man, this has been my life. I picked up Age of Mythology. I haven't popped it on yet. That's on sale on Steam right now for $8, the extended version. So I picked up that. I got another sci-fi RPG map that I picked up called Encased, another AA, but like they have some deep ass class systems and like all sorts of cool stuff. Like I was reading up on it and it's got positive reviews on Steam. I'm like, oh, okay. $1. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's rock and roll. So yeah, man, that's what I've been doing. Just a whole lot of mix-up gaming. Like I said, there's some big games coming out outside of Dragon's Dogma 2 that are going to pull me away here. I got Ghost of Tsushima next month, which I'm picking up on PC day one. That is locked in.
When does that come out?
May the 10th, I believe it is, okay. Or May the 10th or May the 13th. I can't remember.
It's going to be hard not to double dip on that one for the PC.
Ooh, boy, yes. I can't imagine. I've seen, and again, that's even with compression, right? YouTube compression, how it looks on PlayStation. I can't wait to see it on PC, bro. I just can't wait. It's going to be freaking gorgeous, man. So, yeah, there's going to be games like that pull me finally away. Yeah, man. So I've just been doing my grazing thing, man, having a blast. Again, been a lot of discourse, Mav. I don't know if you were paying attention much to what was going on in the community while you were out on the East Coast and stuff, but conversation of gaming in a rut came up.
Yeah,
that might have been right before you left.
Yeah, I don't know that, and I'm like, what?
Oh,
I don't know. Like, is gaming in a rut or people just ridiculous? I don't know.
You know, it's a good question, Mav. It's a good question. Give me your thoughts here, Mav. Because obviously, I'm not going to judge. I don't judge how people play games. You guys all know this. Yeah. Like, again, if all you do is pick up your phone and play Candy Crush a couple times a week, I still count you as a gamer, right? I'm not that gatekeeping dude that says, "Oh, you got to play this, you got to play that." But if you're like an enthusiast gamer, somebody who's in this community that's going to be having that type of conversation, because obviously the casuals aren't having these conversations. It's the enthusiasts, supposedly the people who love gaming the most, that are so passionate about it that they are a part of a community like this. And I just really I'm not going to judge you, right? But if all you live for in gaming is triple A licensed IP or big name IP games, then I guess I could probably see why you think it's in a rut. But the percentages on some of the, because a couple people, I think, who was it, Spawn Wave or whatever his name is, he put out a big poll, pause about this. And the amount of people that say gaming is in a rut right now, like I was shocked, Mav.
Right.
Because again, is there that many people who only play a certain type of game, a certain big budget AAA exclusive game to a certain plastic box that is looking around right now going, yeah, I got nothing to play. There's nothing. I don't know what, I got nothing. I'm not excited about anything. There's nothing coming out that I'm excited about, that we're going to say it's in a rut? Or is this a case where people are judging it on, because I saw some people discussing this too. Are we just judging this based upon like the Maddens, the Call of Duties, right? Are we just judging it on the big franchises that, of course, have been stale for years and years? We've talked about it plenty of time, years and years and years. Is that how we look at gaming, just those big ones? What do you think here, Mav? Gaming in a rut. What you got for me, Mav?
Man, I didn't know we were going to talk about this, but I got a lot to say.
No, neither did I. Neither did I.
Yeah, hey, it's... I look at it and I don't know what people want or expect anymore. Like, we have a game like Dragon's Dogma 2 just come out, right? That completely pushes a genre forward and does stuff more ambitious than other games have been in that genre before. We have online games taking off, like Helldivers 2 hit, and it's been consistently doing great numbers and people loving it and playing it. You had one of the highest rated Final Fantasy games drop this year with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And that's, so if you're like the AAA JRPG type guy, you got that. You know, if you're the multiplayer guy, you got Helldivers. You know, if you got your kind of Western themed RPG, even though it's by a Eastern developer, you got Dragon's Dogma 2. I struggle to see where the lapse has been this year in great games. I see Grand Blue Fantasy Relink hit and did really great. You had a new franchise pop on with Pal World that is competing now against Pokemon for that audience and doing great. And we have a lot of games to look forward to right now as well this year. We're just coming up on May, and we have an astronomical amount of great games coming out. But when you talk about it from that perspective of like the casual audience maybe and what they see,
but that's not who's talking about it, right?
Right. So it doesn't make sense. You know, I don't know. Like, what do we want? Or what are people asking for? You know, I was trying to find big AAA multiplats coming out later this year for the second half because I was trying to think of like what PlayStation's going to market for the PS5 Pro, because they have no first party games to market with it. So I was like, oh, they're going to bandwagon off of some big third party game. And, you know, there's really not a big, huge tentpole third party multi-platform type massive game that's like really exciting set for the second half that I can think of right now, besides your typical stuff. But those games are, you know, don't really get exciting like the Maddens and FIFAs and, you know, Call of Duties and stuff like that. But Call of Duty's not even it's multi-plat, but it's not the third party anymore, right?
Right.
I don't know. I think maybe people are kind of just playing too many of the same game over and over and over again, and then kind of feeling stale instead of reaching out and trying all these other new games all the time, because the sales are down on a lot of the games, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's almost like a community thing rather than it is actually a game problem.
Okay. Fair.
Does that make sense? I don't know. Because we have the fucking games. We have more games than coming out of our asses like crazy. They're just like everywhere. all the time. There's like new game releases and updates on existing games and all this stuff just all over the place, and a lot of them are great. So I don't really see the games as an issue right now. I kind of see the discourse amongst the community and mindset of gamers kind of as a problem, but I don't know what affects that. You know,
I mean, if I were to just off the top of my head theorize, right? I think a lot of people, and Fonz, I Fonz, shout out to Fonz too. I'm going to do a chat shout out, by the way, too. We're not going to forget about that tonight. Just because we're a little rusty because we were off. But Fonz, great to see you in the chat. Fonz, one of those people, he admits it in the chat that he's not looking forward to hardly anything this year. And so, you know, again, and I'm not going to judge like that again, because games are subjective. Like I'm not going to tell you should go like a bunch of these games. I guess I feel when I saw those numbers more than anything, I felt thankful that I myself as a gamer and how I enjoy grazing and how I just get excited by small games to big games and like every show. You guys all know I'm like a little kid in a candy store. Like there's always something that I'm excited about, and it's not fake. I don't buy every one of those games because I don't have that kind of expendable cash. I bought more games this year. I've blown more of my budget in the first half because I know what's coming in Game Pass in the second half with Avowed and that kind of stuff that I don't have to worry about. I've blown more of my budget in the first half of this year than I have any other freaking year by a long shot. Like this is crazy to me, like what I've done so far. But I just still get excited about things. But back to your point, Mav, if I was going to theorize on this, because we're talking about this community, because that's the people who's engaging with these conversations and these polls and that kind of stuff, I do wonder if there are a lot of people who are on X every single day and do see the constant discourse, right? Both bad and good, right? Both positive and negative. And you get so invested in it. I wonder if that kind of burns you out on gaming in general in a lot of ways for some people, right? Right. Again, I could see how if your mind's constantly on gaming, you're engaging with people about gaming. Again, we do this, right? We're podcasting, right? I'm on X all the time. But I could see how for some people that might actually drain a little bit of the excitement when you see the Metacritic back and forth combats all the time, when you see the people dumping on quality games just because they're not on a certain platform or because they're on this platform. Maybe that subconsciously erodes at people's enjoyment overall for this hobby. Or maybe gaming's just gotten so big at this point and so popular that we are seeing some of the burnout of some people who maybe just, you know, never had that level of interest, but they're still in the community. And so they kind of vote that way when they see a poll, or they make their opinion known that gaming's in a rut because I'm not getting what I want all the time, or things aren't changing. Like I said, I think some of it is the Madden, some of it is the Call of Duty, some of it is the obvious, the NBA 2Ks. You know, I saw a lot of people talking about the sports games, Mav, and thinking back on how much competition there was in the sports game and how much fun it was back in the day to play sports games. I was a huge sports game guy. Like even I didn't like baseball, but I still played baseball video games with my buddies, right? Hockey, same thing. Not a hockey fan per se, but I'd go play hockey video games with my boys, right? That's all gone, right? You've got 1-2 choices max.
Yeah.
And that's it. And those companies are now to the point where they are just recycling the same shit year after year. They now have monetized these games, which again, that's their business. That's fine. It's choice. But they focus so much on the monetization, they forget about making the core gameplay fun, or by actually starting to bring the core gameplay up to where it should be at this point. Again, I will argue anybody that Madden in a lot of ways is still behind NFL 2K5.
Yeah, 100%.
In a lot of ways.
Dude,
in gameplay.
You're so spot on with the sports game conversation.
Right,
like,
bro.
And like, but that can transcend, I guess, into like more of those casual type games where people just like they get Madden every year, FIFA, Call of Duty, you know, and then maybe 1 or 2 other big tentpole AAA type games that happens to come out that year, right? And I think there's just in the classic big IPs like that, I think there is burnout because a lot of them have gotten stale and haven't pushed things forward, and it's because of less competition in that
Right.
space for those types of games, right? But you see also like when these developers and try and make these games sometimes like and come up with new ideas and things like that, nobody fucking buys them,
Right.
right? And nobody
Right.
buys them, or they just pick them apart to death for being different. And it's like, oh, like or they're always compared to those, right? They're always
Mhm.
compared to those other bigger franchises and stuff. But like we see so many great IPs this year come out in these different genres. We had the finals come out, which is a great shooter, a multiplayer. Helldivers
Mhm.
2 is original for the kind of game that it is.
Mhm.
Grand Blue Fantasy Relink is like such a like homage to classic JRPG gameplay, but brought in a huge AAA kind of feel, even though it's not a AAA game. Feels like it when you're playing it. Like it really does. You have big time games slated for this year, but I think this is maybe just generally I think what it is there's usually more bigger, grander things to be excited for later in the year for a lot of gamers. And you know how a lot of the community is also PlayStation, right?
Sure.
Casuals and stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe part of the sentiment of gaming's in a rut because they have nothing coming out. I mean, if you just talk about really that vibe of the audience and where a lot of the conversation might come from, I mean, you think about it, like, what do they have to look forward to this entire year,
But
right?
they've
And
got
they discount anything Xbox. The
right.
PlayStation has nothing slated for the entire rest of the year. What
No.
is there to be excited about from that community that is the driving force of a lot of the gaming conversation about the
Well,
condition and the shape of the industry, right?
well, that's why I was saying if there is a group of people, but is that a large group of people that honestly only look to AAA first party games for their excitement? Because even when we were in the Xbox rut, right,
Yeah.
and we were doing an Xbox show, like we certainly criticized Xbox, right? We did all that, like it should never have happened, but it wasn't like we were down on gaming. We were
No.
still gaming the hell out of second and third party stuff. Like we were
Yeah.
like, nah, the games are coming out. Like we got plenty to play. You know, it was the PlayStation clown show that was trying to say, oh, you guys still got no games. You can't count any of that stuff. That stuff doesn't count. No, I'm playing these freaking games. So as a gamer, I'm still fine. But maybe you're right, Matt. Maybe that is an
What
overarching kind of sentiment
just
from
look
that
at it though,
group.
like we went from in the period of 4 months, right? The
Mm,
conversation going from was 2023 the best year ever for gaming
correct.
to now
Yeah.
gaming is in a rut.
Right.
That is a massive shift in just a matter of 4 months, and it's just hard for me to always like ride this up and down fucking wave of the emotions of the community based on like their like insecurities about where things are at different times, because we can have this amazing couple years all the time, or a couple years of gaming, or one year where we are all trying to say, oh, this is unquestionably the best year of video game releases of all time, right? And if you even try to make a case that even one of the older years, like 2007 or something, everybody's like, no, it's 2023, best year ever. And now it's just a few months later, and it's like, oh, we're in such a fucking rut. I mean, what has happened to gaming? Why is that? Why are we all? Why don't we have anything to play? I mean, why do I feel this way? And it's like, where does that emotional wave? How does that happen so fast with gamers all the time? We have so much time left this year for so many games coming out. It's just weird to me to see that kind of conversation and this negative discourse all the time when we have so many fucking great things to look forward to. And
Right.
it's never been in a better place, honestly. Like for us as consumers, with everything we have to play and look forward to, with the value that we have, and not maybe everything is going to be for you. That's
Yeah.
the same thing with everything in life. There's some years where there's not a movie I really care about too much, right? Or there's like, oh, this year kind of sucks for shows for me, but hey, you see like some of the best shows getting reviewed by many people,
Mhm.
and it's super popular, but it's just not for you. And it's like, and sometimes just some shit's not for you, and you just gotta be patient, and there will be something that's for you. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean that it's in a bad state. It's just like maybe what you like is not there right now, you know, and it will be.
It's yeah. And like I said, I think we could probably point out a combination of different things. I do think, again, because we're talking about, you know, the enthusiasts that are within this community for the main part. Again, the casuals aren't coming to X to vote on these stupid polls. The casuals aren't having conversations like this. They don't care, right?
Yeah.
But for those of us here, right, I think there is a group of people also that have, and I saw some people in the chat bring it up, and I do agree with this, that a lot of, and I kind of said this before too, but a lot of the conversations that happen within this enthusiast group, no matter which side we're talking about here, over the scores, over what actually is a good game versus a bad game. I think that IGN and the bigger websites are at fault for this because of the way that they write their articles about the gaming industry, and a lot of times, you know, put their negative spin on certain games that they personally disagree with, or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of that people do pick up on because we're active here, right? And if you don't filter that out, or if you're not one of those people who can filter it out, and that all kind of weighs on you as you're reading it or looking at it or seeing it, then I think that can erode, again, your overall enjoyment of the hobby, because it's adding all this noise to what should just be you and the game, or you and your friends and the game. That's it. Like, how does that game make you feel? Instead, you got all this noise. And I think there's a lot of people.
It's like, how is this game? Should this game make me feel? You know what I mean?
Online are saying this game ain't good. I shouldn't. Why am I like, well, maybe I need to nitpick it a little bit more, or they pick up on that kind of stuff. And I just think there's a whole.
I see that thing that one person talked about. Yeah, that's driving me crazy now. You know what I mean?
Perfect example we have going on right now, Matt.
Yeah.
And I'm super, super excited, happy, obviously, for my favorite dev team in Bethesda and what's happening with Fallout right now.
Yeah.
I am ecstatic, even though I'm not watching the show. I'm ecstatic about all of these new people all of a sudden finding out that Bethesda makes great fucking games. Okay, this is the most, man. Well, you've been gone, right? And obviously,
I've seen it. This is crazy. But it's phenomenal. Bro,
I'm having this weird trip-like effect when I see all this commentary around Fallout 4, around Fallout 76. Again, I am excited. Welcome all you new Bethesda fans. Did you not all know that Bethesda was winning Game of the Year awards for years and years and years? Was your first experience listening to people talk about Starfield and talking about how outdated it was and we shouldn't have loading screens, and that this was just classic Bethesda, and it's time for Bethesda to move on, and it's time for Bethesda maybe to start using Unreal Engine 5 because that's going to change everything and make their game so much better and prettier? And oh my God, I can't believe we're playing this Xbox 360 game in 2023. How can they put this shit out in this day and age?
Oh, you didn't need to pick up every object. It's redundant. Why even put that in a game these days?
Yes, I have to. Is that your first experience with Bethesda, is listening to that garbage? But now all of a sudden, Fallout 76, Fallout 4, much older games, before any time of update to Creation Engine, all of a sudden, oh, wow, these games are freaking amazing. Yes, Bethesda's been out here. I can't believe how many people have never touched a Fallout game. Again, this is what shocks me, Mav, about this community, because again, I know casuals. Like I know not every game touches every person. We know this, right? Again, no game sells to everybody, okay? Fortnite, Grand Theft Auto, they still have limitations. Not every gamer has played those games. So again, when casuals say, "Oh, I've never played an Elder Scrolls," like, I'm okay, well, that's fine. You're just not an RPG person. Probably. You just probably never saw it. But for this community, how many people have never touched a Bethesda title, let alone a Fallout game? Like, I am absolutely mind blown. Again, welcome all you new Bethesda fans. You guys have a whole catalog of games. If you enjoy Fallout 4, trust me, you will enjoy Skyrim. You will enjoy Oblivion. You will enjoy Fallout 3. You will enjoy Fallout 76. Chances are high if you're liking Fallout 4. Especially if you're even a more of an RPG fan, because those even have more RPG aspects than Fallout 4 does. But this goes back to what you were saying, Mav. Like, I do think a lot of people do have very closed bubbles of games that they only look to, and they very rarely, if ever, step outside of that bubble and try something else. I think it's a curious thing. Again, not judging anybody. You have every right to say, I don't want to play that game, right? You have every right to say that game does not interest me. I totally understand. That's why I love Game Pass, because I try games all the time I would never try. I've fallen in love with some, and I've found others that I'm like, yeah, no, this is not a game for me, but I get to try them out. But man, I do think there's some very limited ideas in this community, or I should say limiting, let's just say limiting likes in this community that really does kind of get highlighted with this kind of conversation about, is gaming in a rut? You guys all know me, right? And Mav, we've talked about it since we started podcasting together. It's the golden age of gaming. I don't say that lightly. Again, I've been through all these decades. Yes, I'm a very naturally positive person, right? Glass half full kind of guy. So I can find goodness in a lot of stuff. I'm easily entertained. That's why I love the Grays, because a lot of these games I just enjoy so much. I just enjoy being in the world. It's not about beating them. It's not about any of that. I just enjoy being in the world and experiencing what the game's got to offer for a bit, whether that's an hour or that winds up being 100 hours.
Yeah.
I just enjoy gaming because it takes me to a new place with new stories or new characters or new powers or whatever it's giving me. And I just find enjoyment there. But I think we do have a lot of people who are very closed off to the rest of gaming. And so if they're not getting their games, like you said, Matt, perfect example, the PlayStation community. And if all you look forward to is those PlayStation first party exclusive that are AAA, and things like even like Stellar Blade or Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, those don't actually do anything for you, then yeah, I guess I could understand that. But the percentages on these polls, man, were kind of crazy, man, with the amount of people that were voting. I was like, yo, really? Really? You all think that game's in a rut? Because I'm seeing different games. And again, maybe also because I do play indie. I do play AA games. I look elsewhere to find some unique kind of experiences, right? So maybe that's why too. Again, I'm blessed. I'm thankful that I'm the way that I am, that I don't have that mindset, because man, I'm just having such a great time right now. I can't believe it. But yeah, welcome all new Bethesda fans. Love you all. Welcome aboard. Try Starfield.
This conversation is all going to shift when we have showcase season.
Yeah, of course.
Because then everybody's, oh, look at all this amazing shit we have to be excited about again. It's just a sway of conversation when you have a period of time without any massive big announcements, really.
That's true too.
So we'll see what happens.
Maybe we're just done with this generation. Maybe people are just done with this generation because it didn't live up to the hype, because of the pandemic, because of game cancellations, because the consoles really haven't pushed the way that people think of when they think of new next gen, right? Because of the whole 30 frames versus 60 frames conversation. That again, I think there's a lot of different points that kind of get wrapped up in this that may erode people's feelings about the gaming industry as a whole. Maybe even the layoffs affect some people, right? The way the industry is for the actual devs themselves right now, and the closures and the Embracer Group problems.
Yeah.
Maybe that also weighs on people subconsciously, and they just think of gaming like, well, no, it's not really actually going really well. It's kind of in a rut. Look what's going on. I'm not getting the games I want. We got devs getting laid off. Like, there's cancellations everywhere. Like, things kind of seem kind of stale. But maybe everybody's already moved on and just kind of looking forward to the next gen, like already. Like, again, I don't know. Just an interesting conversation.
It's just weird for me how people can say this generation, and I think a lot of people feel like this, right? That doesn't live up to the potential, but yet we're still coming off of the greatest year of gaming of all time. Because I think the same people would agree with both of those statements.
Sure.
Right.
And it had big AAA known IP, right, coming from big studios last year.
Yeah.
Right.
So it just, it doesn't add up to me. How can you have the greatest year of video games of all time and then be like a disappointment?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, again, I'm not going to judge you because again, it's personal feelings. Like again, like if I felt that way, I'd probably be doing something else right now, right? If I was feeling that gaming was in a rut, I'd certainly be doing something.
Yeah, find some shows, watch some movies.
I'd be reading some books like Rand does. Rand reads books, right? Rand disappears from gaming for a while and just read books. Like that's the kind of thing I would do.
I get personal ruts with gaming all the time. I'll sit there and be like, I just don't fucking feel like playing anything, and like why? And I'll notice like for like a couple weeks, I was just like, there's just nothing is exciting to me right now. But it's usually a personal thing. Just kind of you're just burned out a little bit,
Sure, that does happen, especially when you game a lot, right? That will happen from time to time. It doesn't happen to me frequently, but sure, I've had those moments where I've just been like, whatever, pop something on just to pop something on, but nothing really is engaging, right? That happens. That can happen for sure too. Just an interesting conversation that came about while you were gone. Again, I wasn't planning on talking about Matt, but I was thinking about it and brought it up. So I'm glad you had some thoughts on it because again,
I think Kate actually brought that up to me. Like, what are people talking about? Gaming's in a rut. I'm like, I don't know. Like,
I don't know, man. This year is crazy, bro.
It's already been crazy, and we have so many. Like, you start rambling off the second half for Xbox alone. Like, it's like,
and then you throw in your Star Wars Outlaws, you throw in your Black Myth Wukongs, you throw in your Kingdom Come Deliverance 2s now. Holy shit, RPGs are just on freaking fire. Yeah. The second half is,
and we have showcases coming around the corner that we're gonna get new game reveals and possibly new stuff for this year.
Surprises, yeah.
So
buckle up, everybody. So if you're enjoying gaming right now, congratulations. It is the best time I think to be gamer right now, and it has been for the past couple years at least. It's been like, again, I consider this a golden age. So congratulations. If you feel in a rut, I do feel sorry for it. I really do. As a fellow gamer, like that, like kind of bothers me a little bit. Like there are people out there that honestly look around and say, it's not much exciting me right now. Like Bonds, like I just, man, again, I wish I could give you some of my excitement, but I can't. So,
there's some people that are always just going to, lean towards the pessimistic point of view, right?
Sure. Absolutely.
And it's just a personality thing or a trait, and like, it doesn't mean they're wrong. It's just like a way of looking at things a lot of times. And it's like a glass half full thing or glass half empty. And you know what I mean? It's like, what kind are you? And usually if you play something, like if I watch a movie, I'm not looking to pick it apart when I'm watching it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Sometimes I'm just like, this is boring and it sucks ass, and I turn it off, right? But like, I'm watching a great movie and really enjoying myself and trying to find the things wrong with it, or like the same thing with a game. I'm not like sitting there trying to find what's wrong with the game, or things like that. I'm like, but if I'm not enjoying it, I'm just like, oh, I'm not enjoying it. This isn't for me. And then sometimes things are glaringly bad, and it's just obvious. It's just like, but I don't look for the bad shit and stuff, man. And maybe there's a lot of people that that's just a personality trait. You know what I mean? It's just is what it is.
Absolutely. Of course. There are lots of people who are overly critical of everything, and that is certainly a personality trait. And it's, again, that's, like I said, I admit that I'm the complete opposite. Yeah. So that's why I will never do actual reviews, because every single review, 95% of my reviews would be 7s and above. There would never be anything below. I cannot get critical. And in fact, probably most of the games would wind up at 7.5 or 8s above all the time. And people would be like, this is stupid. Why am I reading Pong's reviews? Because we just know he's going to like the game. Right? Even if there's bugs, he's still going to like the game. He's still going to give it like an 8.
But people still hold value with some of these critics that just shit on everything.
Oh, I know. It's crazy.
You know what I mean? It's, I don't know.
It's crazy, but anyways, interesting discussion. Well, let's get to the chat here real quick. I do want to shout out the chat because we got over 100 amazing people joining us back for another Thursday night on PM and the PM. So thank you all for being here. And again, if you are not active in the chat and I don't read off your name, love you all the same. Much respect. If you got to lurk or whatever the case may be, even if you lurk for 5 minutes or you come the entire time, it doesn't pause. Ooh, wow. Okay. It does not matter. We do not discriminate here. We love you all the same with all the same respect. So let's get going here. We got Remake Station 5. What's going on, Remake Station 5? Great to see you. We got Tony Grasso in the house. Of course. Congratulations to Mr. and now Mrs. Grasso. Prey is also in here as well. Congratulations, you two. Beautiful picture. You guys look incredibly happy. Again, amazing that you guys met, hanging around the Fun Speculation family, and are now actually married.
It's amazing.
Love stories, man. Absolutely.
So, like Phasma was one of the original panelists for FSP. Actually,
she was.
Yeah, so
she was.
It's absolutely awesome. And I gotta say congrats to both of them as well. And also, Phasma, aka Prey, whatever I gotta call you. I don't know. But
Prey Grasso
happy birthday. I'll just call you Mrs. Grasso.
There we go.
That'll solve all the mental issues I have with the name.
Yes, and happy birthday. Pray. Absolutely, 100%. But again, shout out to you two. Who else we got in here? We got the Nathan Hardman coming in here. We got one of my favorite serials, Captain Crunch is in the house. What's going on, Captain? We got the East Side Vandal, of course, joining us. Great to see you, Vandal. We got the Charlie Hustle. Thank you for being in here, Charlie. We got the Poison Maniac, of course. It wouldn't be a show without you, brother. Thank you for dropping on by. We got Niturnal in the house. What's going on, Niturnal? Great to see you as always. We got the Jason Max in here. What's going on, Jason Max? We got the Far Q in the house. What's going on, Far Q? We got the Lad in here. What's going on, Lad? Thank you for dropping in. We got the Dr. Dinglenut. What's going on, Dinglenut? Great to see you, brother, as always. We got the Amit Kubar in here. What's going on, Amit? We got the Serve in the house. What's going on, Serve? We got the brother from another, Fuzzy Belvedere out here. What's going on, Fuzzy? I see you mixing it up a little bit out in the X today there, Fuzz. All right. Anyways, we got the Sean T in here. What's going on, Sean T? Thank you so much for joining the show. We got the Wilfrey Rosario in the house. What's going on, Wilfrey? We got the Andrew Cullinane, of course, dropping on by. Thank you, Andrew. We got What Just Happened in the house. What's going on? What Just Happened? Great to see you as always, too. Thank you. Thank you for joining the chat with us. Who else? We got It's Timmy. It's Timmy's in the house. What's going on? It's Timmy. Great to see you, brother. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Who else? We got Sin in the house. What's going on, Sin? Always good to see your name. We got the Deaf Leopard in the house. What's going on, Deaf? We got the Prince Green in the house. What's going on, Prince? We got the Game Shark. Thank you for joining us, Game Shark. So much. Who else we got in here? Let's keep going. Oh, we got the one and only OGTK Cole. What's going on, OG? Great to see you, brother. Thank you for dropping in here, sir. Appreciate that. We got Aunt Jemina in the house. What's going on, Aunt Jemina? Great to see you. Who else we got in here? We got Tent Gaming in the house. What's going on, Tent T Gaming? I think it goes by Tent T Gaming because you got 2 T's, 1 capitalized. So I'm going to go Tent T Gaming. Thank you for joining us tonight. Appreciate you dropping in here. We got the BT Maverick 707. What's going on, BT? Thank you for saying hi, brother. Appreciate that. We got the Abdel 114, of course, making his presence known. What's going on, Abdel? Who else? We got the man with the biggest stick around. That's right. Pause, everybody. But you better be careful because he's not afraid to swing it and he's not afraid to knock you out of here. The one and only Boss Mod Lethal Papa's in the house. What's going on, Lethal? Great to see you, brother. We got the D'Angelo Parker in here. What's going on? We got Dion Hayes. Thank you for dropping in here. We got the Magnum in the house. What's going on, Magnum? We got Brian Gilbo in the house. What's going on, Brian? Who else we got in here? We got the brother from another, Psychonauts. What's going on, Psychonauts? Our DMs were awfully quiet yesterday, and we found out that Psycho had to get a replacement phone. That's why our DMs were so quiet. Normally, we got Psycho hitting us up with old news all day long, but yesterday was nice and quiet in there. But Psycho's back, everybody. Great to see you, Psycho, on the front lines at the one and only GameStop. What's going on, brother? Who else we got in here? We got the Sanchez MTZ Gaming. Great to see you. We got the Ninja Squirrel 30. Squirrel's one of my favorite animals. Man, I love squirrels. Ninja Squirrel, great to see you, man. Let's see. We got Blade in the house. What's going on, Blade? Can't wait for your game to come out at some point. We got Jesse P in here. What's going on, Jesse? Who else? We got the C Mustard on point for foodies. What's going on? Great to see you in here, brother. Who else we got in here? We got D'Angelo Parker. What is going on, D'Angelo? Great to have you part of the show. We got the Masshole 1977. What's up, Masshole? Great to see you as always, my friend. Who else? Boom, 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 boom. Of course, the aforementioned, we were talking about him earlier, the one and only Fonz Gaming. That's right, Jay Fonzarelli's in the house, everybody. Great to see you, Fonz. Thank you for joining us tonight, sir. Who else? Let's see. Can I see anybody else up here? Man, I can go way back. Mr. Waffles is in the house again. Still don't know why you hate pancakes, but Mr. Waffles is in here. What's going on, Mr. Waffles? All right, I think that's as far back as I can go.
Well, Aunt Jemima's also in the house too.
Yes, so, I did say Aunt Jemima. I did say that it goes together
with pancakes. Yeah.
Correct.
And or waffles.
We might have a budding relationship right there between those two.
Maybe
all right,
the next couple to get married.
I don't know.
This is Mr. Waffles and Aunt Jemima.
Maybe it's time. Make it official. Scorpio, what is going on? Great to see you. We got the one and only Hargeet. Johnny is in the house. What's going on, Hargeet? Mr. He's a lucky man. He stays away from social media except for YouTube.
But he's aware of it somehow. He's aware of the discourse somehow.
I think he has burner accounts. I think Hargeet actually is in the community. We just don't know it. That's all I think. But anyway,
Pony Master 3000, something like that. Yeah,
something like that. Great to see you, Hargeet. We got Oscar Emilio Gonzalez in the house. What's going on, Oscar? Always love to see your name pop up, sir. We got the Spartan 661 in here. What's going on, Spartan? Let's see who else. No Diddy Them Cheeks asks, and I saw this before, No Diddy, and crazy enough, you're got your name as No Diddy, but then you asked me, Pong, if you took me on a secret getaway, where would you take me? Let's see. Where would we go? I don't know you, so I don't know if you have allergies. I don't know if you have, any type of conditions that don't allow you to go somewhere. But I'd imagine that we would probably, I went to Ireland like 30 years ago, literally. I want to go back to the Emerald Isle. I want to get back to Ireland. It was one of the most beautiful places I've ever visited. One of the most historic places I've ever visited. The energy there is unbelievable. So I would be selfish since I don't know you. And I would say that we go to Ireland on a secret getaway. No Diddy, them cheeks. Thank you, No Diddy, for the question. Interesting question. I hope you like Ireland. Anyways, let's see here.
I hope you like Ireland too.
I'm not doing the accent, Mav. I'll let you butcher it, but go ahead. We got the Coach Hood and Canuck in here. What's going on, Coach? Always great to see you. Put me in, Coach. Who else we got in here? I think that's it. I think I got everybody. Anybody else in here? Let's see here. That sounds fun. Let's do it. Hey, No Diddy, let's go. All right. Everybody, thank you for being in here again tonight. So, Mav, what do we want to do? Do we want to talk small topics that are going on?
Before we have our big draft? Yeah.
Or do we want to do draft, or what do you want to do?
Well, let's go. Let's touch on some topics, I guess, because this draft thing, I'm still thinking in my back of my mind and trying to piece some pieces together.
Yeah, this was totally unplanned, everybody. Again, I'm like, we're gonna do this with no prep, and he's like, yeah, it's gonna be better that way. And I'm like, okay, you make the guidelines, Mr. Smarty Pants.
I already know the guidelines.
Well, kind of.
But
But
we
this is
have to
gonna.
work through.
It's weird because it's a 2-man draft.
Yeah, that means both of our teams are going to be fucking amazing.
Maybe.
Or companies, whatever.
Okay, all right. Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Okay, all right. We'll do the draft later then. We'll let Matt continue to brainstorm on this. So let's talk about this, Mav. So we got numbers day today. We got some fiscal reports from Microsoft today. Again, sometimes we talk about the numbers, sometimes we don't. I'm not very interested in these numbers, right? Basically, what came out today is Activision Blizzard, obviously, because these stats are always compared to the previous quarter from the previous year that it's matching up with. Activision Blizzard is basically the breadwinner right now as far as the gains go. So gaming revenue was up by 51%. Xbox content and services revenue up 62%. The one that we kind of, again, it's not good, Mav, but obviously it makes sense because they're not pushing it, is the Xbox hardware down 31%. So we all know this. This shouldn't be shocking. I think that this falls in line. If I'm going to look at this number, I'm going to say from Microsoft and Xbox standpoint, Mav, this is why the 2026 early next gen release makes so much sense, bro. They're not pushing the hardware. They don't care. It's time. They got to do something different. Like again, handheld is going to help if they can get that out, whether that's, prior to the actual big, whatever the next console thing is going to look like. It's going to help, but right now their series console sales, they're not pushing them, man. They're just, it's not a priority. They're not making a big deal about it. So down 31%, kind of expected. I mean, it's not good, but it kind of expected.
I don't understand it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. So, overall, all the revenue up was basically on the backs of Activision Blizzard. If it wasn't for Activision Blizzard, basically everything would be flatline at best, right? So Activision Blizzard, that's why you go out and make that big acquisition, a part of it. Good numbers. And that's all the stock, the shareholders care about. We'll see how long it lasts, but it's right now it's rolling. So, but I did want to look at this too. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella on gaming in Q3. We are committed to meeting players where they are by bringing great games to more people on more devices. We set third quarter records for game streaming hours, console usage, and monthly active devices. So if you want to look at the metrics they are pushing, Satya is giving you the metrics that they're pushing, right? That they're pushing internally. And this is great. Again, we've been talking about engagement for how long, Mav? As long as they've been mentioning it, right? That engagement was one of the major new metrics. And obviously when he says we set third quarter records for game streaming hours, console usage, and monthly active devices, it's a big deal. So that's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
So
that's why they don't care as much about the Xbox.
We don't care where you play anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So that was the news out of today. The numbers wise, again, not going to talk a whole lot about it. It's not unexpected per se. Gaming is coming down off of the pandemic high, has been for about the past year and a half now. They're starting on that kind of downward swing. That's why we see game cancellations. That's why we see, devs being unfortunately laid off or fired, studio closures. A lot of that is just to come back to normal. They overspent. They over corrected for the pandemic when everybody was stuck at home. You would love to say it's common sense that you didn't have to be a rocket scientist to kind of know that those numbers were going to come back to normal. But again, these companies, these big $1 trillion companies, they don't always do common sense things. They overreact, especially in the tech industry. That's what happened. So it's kind of coming back to normal now. Is what it is. They got a big second half of the year from first party, as Mav was talking about. Obviously, Hellblade 2 first up. Then you got Avowed. You got Age of Mythology coming out, which, again, is going to be niche, but it's still coming out. Got the new Flight Sim coming out as well. Of course, Call of Duty is now going to fall underneath the first party studio concept. So Call of Duty. Jeez, Call of Duty. Call of Duty. Hey, we got a studio for Call of Duty. So yeah, Call of Duty will obviously be massive. We got the Diablo expansion coming out this year, which will probably drive interest. Obviously, we won't see the Fallout numbers until probably maybe no, we won't see. I wonder when we'll get, we should get Fallout numbers next quarter. So the Fallout increase, we'll see how much that drove, because again, there are more people playing Fallout 76, which is a moneymaker right now. That's the MMO, than there has been a long time. They have seen massive increase in sales of all the Fallout games. Again, they announced 5 million players the other day, Mav, played a Fallout game. 5 million gamers played a Fallout game concurrently the other day.
That's insane.
Like, that's insane, bro. That is ridiculous. So we'll start seeing that too. But yeah, overall is what it is. Again, we're not gonna digest this anymore. Let's see here, Mav. Let's go again. We got so many small little topics here. Well, we were just talking about this a little bit, so I'll mention this one. People Can Fly. I really like People Can Fly. I think they're a good studio. Some people still hate them from Gears Judgment. Some people still have issues. Right. So some people have issues with People Can Fly. I personally think they do good work. I personally think that they've never been given like a full budget to go do their own thing. Like Outriders had so much potential. Like you can see the genius that is at People Can Fly.
Their games are good quality, man. Like
they are very good
Outriders.
Quality.
What's the Bullet Storm? Was it Bullets?
Yeah, Bulletstorm.
Bulletstorm. Gears of War Judgment. Of like, it wasn't as good as maybe the mainline Gears 1 through 3, but like I would put it up there with some of the other Gears we've gotten since then.
I personally like Judgment, so again, I don't have a problem with it.
I had a lot of fun with it. And then you have this other game that they're supposed to be making with Xbox now. They're supposedly to sign a contract with them to do a game.
$50 million plus contract budget to do a game with Microsoft, right? A Microsoft exclusive game. So that was signed, which was great. Again, People Can Fly are from Poland. This was one of the studios that were prior to the ABK deal, possibly on the shopping list for Microsoft and Xbox, because they wanted a studio in Poland, or at least in Europe. They wanted one more. But yeah, People Can Fly, well known. They, I guess, had another game, Project Dagger, Mav.
Yeah.
Now, I don't remember hearing about this one, but this was a 2K. 2K had agreed to publish this game. This was a 2K deal. Well, 2K is cutting back. 2K is making a lot of money right now, still off of Grand Theft Auto Online. They're about to release Grand Theft Auto 6. They still make money off Red Dead Redemption. Like, 2K makes a killing off of freaking NBA. Like, they're not hurting, but they're even cutting back. But, man, they pulled the plug and said, we're not publishing Project Dagger anymore. Supposedly People Can Fly did look at trying to see if they could do it themselves or find another publisher. But that appears to not have worked, because they in Poland, because they all get financed. All the studios in Poland are partially financed through the Polish government, through a special program that they have over there. They actually, kind of investors is what the government is into these studios. They have to make these notices public. So they made a public notice today announcing that they were discontinuing further work on Project Dagger. And this game actually started years ago, Mav. I think it had started back in like 2020 or something like that. I can't remember what it was when I saw, but this had started a long time ago, but they announced a loss of 68.3 million because of the cancellation. So that's going to be the write-off for People Can Fly. So another game, we probably will never know what it was, what it could have been. I always hate to hear this shit, man. I do. I hate to hear this.
Such a waste. Dude.
Who the hell knows? It could have been like the next big thing. It could have just been some.
I don't know why they don't let these companies just finish these things and put them out. Like you never know, man. It's like it's burning that many millions of dollars.
Unless it's absolutely horrible behind the scenes, right? Unless it's absolutely horrible. But
could it be that bad? I mean, like People Can Fly haven't really done anything bad yet.
No.
Like.
Nope. I wish it was like a resurrection company that would come in and swoop in,
Oh yeah,
and just
like
be
they
like,
just pick up these dead
yeah,
projects.
yes, and just be like,
Oh, you
yes,
can
let's
make a
finish this.
killing.
Just go for it, right?
Called
Just go for it.
Grave Digger Studios.
Yeah, Gravedigger Publishing. Oh, bro, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
That would be
Grave
amazing.
Robbers. Yeah, call it the Grave
Grave
Robbers.
Rob-
Yeah,
Grave
there we
Robbers. That'd
go.
be dope.
Yeah,
That'd be dope. Let's do it. You guys all in? Chat, you all in? Got a few bucks to throw in? We'll start financing dead
Sanchez
games.
MTZ wants to finance with his fun speculation membership gifts. 5 of them.
What? We got one of those rolling through here. Oh, attention, everybody aboard the fun speculation hype train. It has been a while since the train was a rolling down these tracks, but that's right. We started out the night at a Mach 2.0. It was just a nice, easy, get back into the saddle kind of night at Mach 2.0. We hope you are all enjoying your ride, but special attention. You need to pay attention to the signs above you and the monitors above you, as you will notice the demonstration of how to buckle down those 4-point harnesses, because a Sanchez MTZ game he just came through. He got on the court with an easy 5 layup. That's right. He added another car. So we got new passengers, new speculators aboard the train. And I'm going to need you all to grab your seats and buckle up those 4-point harnesses, because he dropped off a bag of coal along with that easy 5. And we are up to a Mach 2.5 on a Thursday night. That's right, everybody. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Choo-choo. It's been too long since I said that. Thank you, Sanchez. MTZ Gaming. Appreciate you. And your goal, don't think we forgot about your goal. Your goal is still at 4,329 for the rest of April. You guys got a lot of work to do to start dropping off those bags of coal so we can keep this ad-free in 2024. That's right. Hashtag ad-free. Hashtag no beans for the Fun Speculation Network. That's right, everybody. Man, it's been a while since I got to do that. Thank you all. All right. So yeah, people could fly, had to kill their project. Mavo. Well, let's talk about another dead IP, Mav.
Oh, dead IPs. Another one that Grave Robber Studios can get.
Well, this one might be a little bit more difficult because it's kind of big.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. Rumor is Ubisoft has buried Watch Dogs forever.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about this one a little, bro. Let me tell you something. This was the era of bullshot, right? This was the Xbox One era. This was the era of bullshot when Ubisoft, with both The Division and Watch Dogs, showed us fake gameplay. Right. You can say they probably legitimately rendered it, right? When they showed it off to us, they probably legitimately rendered it, but there was no way they were ever going to get the Xbox One and base PS4, the VCR Xbox One and the base PS4 to ever put out what they were shooting for. But they did it anyways. That started a whole kind of deal where people called out CGI trailers and said, you guys need to be very explicit about what you're showing us. Right. That started a change, a positive change for the industry, to be honest. Right. But they put out these trailers. I've talked about the Division 1 plenty of times. Mav's talked about the Division 1 and what they promised us and what they didn't deliver. And I love the Division. Watch Dogs, same thing. Now, shout out to J-Rock. J-Rock reposted this week the original Watch Dogs trailer that they put out with gameplay, right? The one where they showed us a mission, all that kind of stuff. I still got chills watching that. Like, I loved Aiden as a character. Thought he was freaking amazing. They had something very special with Watch Dogs. I saw Jez put out a tweet, and I want to get your thoughts on kind of all of this, man. But Jez put out a tweet too about Watch Dogs when this rumor came out, that he felt like Ubisoft never knew what they wanted to do with Watch Dogs, that Watch Dogs never really had one kind of vision, right? That they changed it up too much from what it was going to be to what it wasn't, that it was going to be a super serious game, and then it turned into something that it wasn't, right? So it lost its identity, or never had an identity to begin with, right? So that's his point about Watch Dogs.
I agree with that, yeah.
I don't disagree, because obviously each of the 3 games are really different from each other in a lot of ways when it comes to atmosphere. But the first Watch Dogs in particular, Matt and Aiden.
Yeah.
That is a game that I loved. despite the fact that it didn't live up to its expectations, I fell in love with Watch Dogs. I thought Watch Dogs is part of that kind of stealth action game that you and I both generally love, with all the cool kind of tech concepts that they were fooling around with, and mechanics with the cell phone and the spying, even if it wasn't what they showed us and it wasn't anywhere as close to the extent that they showed us. I thought it was a great game. I loved Watch Dogs to death. I beat Watch Dogs. In fact, that's how much. And again, I don't beat a lot of games, but I beat Watch Dogs 1. Watch Dogs 2 lost me. I didn't think it was as enticing as Watch Dogs 1 was, with the dark atmosphere. I liked some of the new stuff that you could do in Watch Dogs 2. You know, it even Watch Dogs 1 had a cool multiplayer too. Like, it was actually fun. I played some time on that. Anyways, and then Watch Dogs 3. I actually got excited for Watch Dogs Legion. I should call it Legion. It's not 3, but it's called Legion. I actually got excited for it. Right? It was one of the first kind of current gen back then. Launched right around launch. How long after launch did it launch?
I don't remember. It might have been at launch. I remember
Valhalla. Was Valhalla launch?
I don't remember which one. One of them was launched. One of them was a little after, but like
a little bit after. Yeah,
it had ray tracing. It was the big thing about.
Yeah, it was a big thing, ray tracing, and I like the idea of the recruiting people, right? Yeah. Recruiting people, and then you could play in permadeath mode where you lose that person. I actually did that. Yeah. I like the concept, and it was a little bit kind of went back darker. Like, this is what Jez is talking. It kind of a little bit went back to the darker time a little bit.
It's like a blend between the 1 and 2 a little bit with 1 and 2 the style.
But here's what I'm going to say. And again, I don't need to spend a ton of time on Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs is kind of a lost IP for a lot of people because most people dropped off somewhere along the road. This is another example, Mav, of just like The Division, where Ubisoft has a W here. They could reboot Watch Dogs and deliver us the original vision. Bring back Aiden and give us the original vision that they showed us, plus some, because the tech has gotten so good, they could definitely do plus some. Give us that original vision, reboot this franchise, you have a W. Man, I'm telling you, people would come back. People underneath J-Rock's post about the original trailer, that original trailer, go back and watch it, folks. Yeah. Some of the coolest shit I've seen, the voice acting, like the facial animation that they had in that one, like, they're so good. Ubisoft is talented. There's no doubt about it. I mean, again, Assassin's Creed is $1 billion franchise. Like, again, they know what they're doing some of the time. But the Watch Dogs, just go back to the dark, serious tone. We even now have more story material for you all, because that was kind of ahead of its time when they were talking about some of this stuff happening, Mav. They've got even more stuff they could delve into nowadays with spying and the government and all that kind of stuff, right? They could go serious. Bring back Watch Dogs. Now, the rumor is it's dead and buried. They're not bringing it back. It's over with. It's been a nice run. See you later, Watch Dogs. But man, what a waste of a potential IP, once again, by Ubisoft. I don't understand this company. They do some things right, but then they have so many trip ups. Matt, what do you think about Watch Dogs being permanently dead, man? You got any memories of Watch Dogs? Were you a fan? What's going on?
I've always had this thing about Watch Dogs where it's like it's had more potential than the delivery, right? Like, I enjoyed what they're trying to do, and I felt like always that they could have done more or better a little bit with those games, because there was other games out there, like, I mean, obvious comparisons you could make to like Grand Theft Auto or and stuff like that, right? Open world city based games where it's like it in some ways it pales in comparison to a game like that, but there was so many cool ass things about it that scratched the itch that I have, like with the stealth kind of mechanics, and I think the hacking systems are cool, and a lot of the games that have like the futuristic takes on them, kind of I get bored with. But for some reason, the Watch Dogs really did it in an interesting way, and it kind of had that, like, remember the old movie Hackers, right?
Of course,
with, like, Angelina Jolie. Yeah. It kind of had like that mentality at the heart of it, right? But like set in like a gritty kind of world, especially in the first one.
Yes.
And that was what I found really interesting, and the way they did the multiplayer in the first game as well. I actually
Yes.
like that. I always had wished they had just built upon that and kept
Yes.
doing more and bigger and better. Instead, they flipped it and kind of made it into a little bit more two of the hackers vibe from the movie. It's like, hey, we're all this young group of trendy people that like go down with the government and that whole thing. And it's just like, that's not, it's kind of a cringy vibe a little bit. Like when I was playing that and I just wasn't feeling it as much. And then 3 had a good blend, but the issues with 3 or Legion, whatever, was it launched in a horrible state. The game was broken. You had people losing progress in their saves and losing hours and hours of gameplay. It launched at launch time when a lot of other games were all 60 frames. The only way to play it at launch was at 30 frames because of the forced ray tracing. You had bugs out the ass. I remember swimming and like swimming through objects like ships and like stuff like that, or there's clipping. There was just all these random bugs. The game would crash, you know. And then they've eventually fixed it and updated it over time. But by that time, like people were already onto other things, and I feel like they kind of squandered the marketing and potential of that game based on the pushing the ray tracing selling point and rushing it out. And I feel like they could have been a lot better. It's a good game still, right? But I think, remember, didn't co-op even come out later after launch as well?
Yes.
So that was another thing that wasn't there at launch. There was a lot of issues with the game that I feel like kind of messed up the potential for that one to have as much success as it could have had. And it's a shame now because I think I'll always kind of remember, like you said, that original showcase trailer for Watch Dogs, and think about what could have been if they had fully delivered on that and then grown from there, you know?
Yep.
Because it's a great idea for an IP. I love the name. I love the style of it. The original theme and everything about it. It's just failed to deliver in a lot of ways, you know, and focus on the wrong things at times, you know. But Ubisoft always has that problem. It's like it's like the focus group and the money people get in the way of the creatives and like force things upon them. And it is what it is, you know. That's just Ubisoft for you.
It is. It's Ubisoft, and it's sad, and it's like I said, I just really loved Aiden Pierce. I just really did. I thought it was such a cool character, and I just love the whole story and just again that original trailer. Watching it back again, I got chills all over again, just like I do when I watch the original Division trailer. Just the little details and the stuff that they had in that game, like in Watch Dogs with the wind blowing and the way that the fog moved with him and how his jacket moved in the wind, like all that stuff that was promised, and just the quality of animations and what it looked like. And it wasn't a bad looking game when it finally came out, right? It wasn't a bad looking game. The resolution was awful on it, but it wasn't a bad looking game. It's just that it just didn't live up to it. But again, the story of Ubisoft, they just waste so much potential. And again, who are we, right? We don't make these decisions. It's not our money. We're playing armchair CEO or armchair dev at this point. But again, you do as a gamer just go, man, what if? Just do it right and people would come back. It's a known IP. There is a fan base for it. And if you make it even better than you originally promised and you show off what it can be, there's a market. And I know people argue that the stealth action game is no longer a big thing. That's why we lost Splinter Cell for a whole generation. But I disagree. Again, I'm not saying you have to spend $300 million. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying a little bit of effort. You could do a lot with this IP. And it's sad to hear Ubisoft made this. If this is true, and it is one of their buried IPs now, I am kind of sad. So anyways, all right, let's see here. What else we got here, Mav? Next week, everybody, April the 29th. So on Monday, in fact, I'm sure a lot of you have already set your alarms, but we're getting another showcase from Xbox, man.
Yeah.
We this is what we thought. How many years ago, man, did we describe this scenario?
Yeah.
Where we would say, and again, this isn't a new one, right? This isn't a new one. This is something they've done for a very long time. It's the idea at Xbox Showcase. But again, it's just funny how by the time we get to Showcase season, we've had how many? We have one or two. We had already.
The Dev Direct. We had the third-party showcase.
Yes, third-party showcase. So this would be number 3.
Yeah.
This would be the third official showcase before we even get to the actual E3 showcase. And you guys all know what I mean by E3. So the big one, right? This is exactly what we talked about, man. This is how we planned it out. We said this could be the case to show off as many games as Xbox has to show off with their first party and with their partners and everything else they got going on. This was going to be a necessity. So the ID at Xbox Digital Showcase is back April the 29th, 10 a.m. Pacific time. So that'll be noon Central Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Set those alarms, featuring new gameplay and reveals from Dungeons of Hinterberg, 3-3 Immortals, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, and many more. Pal World has come out and said that they will be at this showcase with something new to announce as well. So Pal World's going to be there. And of course, everybody is already guessing that this is where we finally, again, this isn't a me thing, but I still get excited for this stuff because I know how many fans are out there, where Silk Song finally shows up and gets a release date, Mav, because everybody is waiting. The last Nintendo show, the little Nintendo show they had, the entire chat was just booing basically every game because it wasn't Silk Song. So Silk Song is one of those indie titles that people have been waiting for a very long time. It is beloved. They want to know the date. It's been pushed back. We obviously know they have the marketing deal with Xbox. We obviously know it's coming to Game Pass whenever it does launch, but everybody's guessing that this is the place where Silk Song shows up and gives us finally a release date. What do you think about the idea at Xbox show?
It'll be interesting. I hope so. They got some of these Game Pass Day 1 games, you know what I mean? That, I know we just saw Flintlock recently at the Triple I thing, bro. So that maybe they'll show again here too. But we got some things to look forward to. I don't know. Usually there's some games announced at these things too, indie games, smaller ones, right? So that's kind of what I'm going to be looking forward to see if they have some of that stuff. But yeah, Silk Song, this would be the time, I think.
Yeah.
Or the summer showcase, because it's so big. They may hold it for that. But yeah, we need to finally see it, bro. That's gonna be a big time title. The other one would be 33 Immortals.
Mm-hmm.
We could see that again. And overall, I think there's several different indie games that are probably coming out this year for Game Pass Day 1 or just on Xbox. And this showcase is usually something that we get some cool announcements for, but not like gonna set the world on fire. So I'm gonna be watching it, and it's cool that they have this so that way it's separate from the summer showcase. Because I think these games have their own spotlight and not get overshadowed as much. But could we see Replaced here?
Bro, that's a good call out. I always forget about Replaced. We got it to eventually. That game has been long pushed back too. That looked great what they showed off. Obviously we don't know how dev work, what the progress actually is, but the gameplay that show looked great. But yeah, if they are getting close, that could be a this year launch. That's another Game Pass title. Yes, this is a good spot. That could be a showcase one as well, just like Silk Song. But they could still show them here and then have a bigger showing at the showcase as well. Just giving us a date. But yeah, Replace, good call out, man. We need to see that one too.
When is Hades 2 coming out?
It goes into it's scheduled for early access or beta this year.
What if they announce like a game preview for that?
They could. Xbox, I don't know if they're going to do console first or if it's going to be PC only early access. We'll see.
They'll do like what
no Rest for the Wicked.
Yeah. That's so weird though, man. I don't know. How do you Do you feel like it kind of like takes away a little bit of the excitement for that? The fact that it's only on PC, like early access, and not on game preview as well? Like
because you're not getting the full game. right? It's not really the full game. Like No Rest for the Wicked isn't a finished game right now.
Yeah,
It's not.
I just want to wait to play the. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. No, but the nice
I
part was
like
I
it for
tried
these
it and
big
found out it wasn't for
games,
me.
you know. But
Yeah,
like for these indie games, it's kind of weird to have like early access, especially only on like one platform.
but
Like I don't. It takes something away from me personally.
if it makes it better though, Mav, that's all that really matters,
Yeah.
right? And I am glad that more devs are not scared of doing this. I think Baldur's Gate 3 obviously opened the eyes of a lot of people as well.
That's
And
such
I
a
think it is
big game. You could like I really understand
it
that.
is.
You know.
Yeah, it is, but I think it works for any type of game. I think it can. If you've got the right setup and if you have the right plans in place and you are interacting with the community the way that like Larian did, and you are really taking their feedback seriously, which obviously Moon Studios with No Rest for the Wicked is, because they're putting out patches. They're already changing some things on No Rest for the Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take that approach, and that's gonna be your approach,
Right.
not just, oh, we're gonna throw this out here and build the game in front of you. We'll tell you that we're going to listen to you, but we're really not going to listen to you, right? And they do something like that.
Yeah,
that's where it'll go sideways. But I think more people are becoming more accepting of this early access stuff. Look at Pal World, man. Pal World was early, and to your point, again, multiple platforms, not just one platform.
Right.
But I do think it can be done, whether it's one platform or whether it's multi-plat. I think that it is a good way to go, and I hope more devs keep using it. Again, I personally like it. I understand your point, right? Steel's got a lot of that point too. A lot of times
I just want to play the game, and I feel like other people are getting to enjoy it, and I don't want to yet because I want to play the whole thing. And it's a patience thing. I have FOMO. But I don't want to play early access on this game on PC. I just don't, you know?
Right. No, like, I get it. I get it. I do understand, but it's just, you know, for those of us that look at it as like, hey, we're just going to help building this game and I get to try it out beforehand and decide whether or not it's for me. That's what I did with No Rest for the Wicked, right? Tried it out on PC. Steam gave me a refund. I did wind up refunding No Rest for the Wicked. I told you all I was trying to decide whether or not I was going to keep it, kind of see how it went. I decided to refund it because I'm going to put that money towards Ghost of Tsushima coming up here. So I just figured because I was like, honestly, there's so many games this year. Like, I'll wait to see what the final build is. And if I want to rebuy it, once the final build's out, if they've changed enough, if it becomes more of a game that I'm going to enjoy, then fine. I just can't. I love so much about the game, but the combat system just isn't for me. And I was just like, I'm not going to. If anything, I'll go back to it randomly, and that doesn't work for that type of game because that is a rhythm-based combat system. And if you stay away from the game for a while, you lose that. And then it's like starting all over from scratch and relearning again. I don't want to go through that process. So, but
how much are they selling Ghost of Tsushima for on PC?
60.
60? Okay.
Yeah, 60 on Steam right now. You get pre-order bonuses. It's the full boat. It's director's cut. So you get all the DLC. Right. You get everything. So, yep. And it's all going to be cross-play and everything now. So,
I think I'm going to get it so we can do the co-op.
Yeah. Steel's all in. I'm all in. So, yeah, if you're in, we'll be definitely rocking and rolling on that shit, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm all about it, man. I can't wait. God, it's one game I missed out on. I can't wait. But also the cool thing about ID at Xbox is normally they do have a demo list that comes out with your chance to demo some of the games that they show off at these ID at Xbox shows. So I love the demos. I love when the indie demos come out. I love seeing what these devs are doing. I've picked up on some really cool games that I would never have even tried before if it wasn't for the little demo they put out. And I was like, oh, this game's got a lot of potential. Can't wait. So check that out. Again, April 29th, 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific time this next Monday. Mark your calendars. I got the NFL draft going on in the background here too. Anyways, Vikings couldn't move up.
Giants got a receiver.
Yeah, they got their Malik Neighbors, but I'm shocked. I mean, if we sit at 11 and get JJ at that spot, I'm not a big JJ fan, but at 11, okay. Yeah. I'm mad we didn't get May. I thought it was all set up, but damn Patriots. Anyways, all right, here we go. Let's get back to video games again. Everybody should know by now that Star Wars Jedi Survivor is now available through EA Play, which means if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you now get Jedi Survivor. So for all of us who held off, And all the problems that a lot of people had in the beginning of the game that got patched out 6 months later, we get the best version, and it's in Game Pass if you have Game Pass Ultimate. So go check out Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I'll be downloading it at some point. I don't know when. Again, never got into Fallen Order. Tried a bunch of times. Don't think it's going to be any different here, but I'm going to see. Maybe this one I will like better than Fallen Order. We'll see. We'll see. All right.
Pong Soul BT Maverick 707 has gifted us 5 fun speculation members.
Well, attention, ladies and gentlemen, attention aboard the fun speculation hype train, which was just traveling at an easy Mach 2.5, thanks to Sanchez MTZ Gaming. I'd like you all to please, again, pay attention to the monitors above. You will see that number of 2.5 increase to Mach 3.0. Thank you to BT Maverick 707, who got on the court with another easy 5 bomb, showing you all how it's done. Dropped off that coal. We got the furnace burning hotter, so you got to tighten down those 4-point harnesses so you don't fly off this thing. And also, if you get a chance, please welcome the new speculators to the hype train, because we did add a full new car of 5 speculators here. So, welcome aboard, speculators. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Choo-choo, keeping us ad-free in 2024. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. So good. So good to be back. Thank y'all. I love it. Missed it. It's so good to be back. I love it.
So good to be back.
Mav, we got another kind of exciting. It's not gonna be for everybody, but I don't really care because you and I are pumped about it. Again, I'm gonna have a day, or I'm gonna have a stretch run where I do nothing but play JRPGs, and specifically Atlas JRPGs. And I'm gonna make my stretch run.
Okay.
Because I love what they freaking do. Right? I love what they do. Atlas don't miss. Okay. Even their sub companies like Vanillaware and Atlas just publishes it. Right. So Unicorn Overlord, they don't miss.
Yep.
Okay. We just got a showcase this week, Mav, and I know you had a chance to watch it back. Metaphor Refantasio, that brand new IP from Atlas. Obviously, the makers of Persona, Shin Megami Tensei, right? You guys all know it's Atlas. Brand new IP. Metaphor Refantasio. Mav, I still don't quite understand what is going on. And they had a great showcase. They showed off a lot of the different types of mechanics, and they said there's a lot more in it. But what I'm going to tell you, Mav, is actually, you know what? Devs, you're listening to this show right now. Please go watch the showcase of Metaphor Refantasio and tell me why your UI and menu systems can't look like this. Tell me what's stopping you from being this creative, where the menu and the UI is as beautiful, or maybe even more beautiful at times, than the actual game itself. But beyond just the UI and the menu, Matt, watching this showcase, this IP could be potentially, with the characters, with the way they've got it set up, kind of the atmosphere they got going on,
the
could
theme,
be the next,
the environment. Yeah.
The theme could be the next big Atlas IP to go alongside Shin Megami Tensei and, of course, Persona. This could be the one, Mav. This looked like that kind of game. Like, what I saw was like, took me, I had to sit up, I had to stop what I was doing, I had to take my phone, I had to go to the bathroom at work, and I had to sit there and watch it, because I could not just keep glancing back and forth and listen to it. I had to see the action on the screen. I had to see the combat, how it transitioned from an action-based combat when you are battling by yourself and you can run around, kind of free roam in these big open areas, and you can avoid enemies, you can attack enemies. And then if you want to bring your team into it, suddenly it turns into a turn-based, classic style Atlas game. This looked dope, man. What'd you think about Metaphor Refantasio?
It looked like what I want out of a Final Fantasy game.
That too. Thank you. Good call.
Good call. It looked like I was watching it, and it took me by surprise, Pong. Like, I was like, okay, Persona. Like, I like Persona, but I'm not like super into Persona like I was when Final Fantasy, like, back in the day, right? But I saw this game, and I was like, okay, it's another new IP from them. It's gonna kind of keep my eye on it. I'm kind of excited for it. but I was not prepared for what I saw on that presentation that they had.
Right.
Because it looks like they are taking all the best fucking parts about JRPGs that I love and jamming it together into like an amazing fucking game. And we had this conversation on our last show on the channel before I went out of town on FSP. We're talking about Final Fantasy a lot, like what's happened to the franchise and all this kind of stuff. And I feel like what I just saw with this is like Persona meets Final Fantasy, because like it has a lot of these things from the classic Final Fantasy games in it, and ideas from these classic JRPGs, but brought into like great visuals today. And I'm not talking about like, it's not the highest fidelity graphics or whatever, but it's fucking gorgeous, like art style, and the scenes that they take, like with the during combat when you do like a move or whatever, and the flashes it has to like the face or whatever before you do like some of that shit. I don't know how to describe it. You know what I mean?
Cinematic.
Yeah, the little cinematic things during combat.
Yes.
It was like, just looks fucking so good, dude. And I love that shit. And that's something they do good with like these Persona games and stuff like that. And Atlas does great. This is like takes it to another level. They have like, you're on a like pirate ship going and traversing the open
it's a walker. It's got legs.
It's weird, man. It's so cool though. Like,
but it's actually taking you there. It's real time.
Yes.
So you can walk around and see the world passing by as it's taking you to your next location. They want it to be realistic. I thought that was totally dope.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But like, it kind of reminds me of like back in the day, like something like Skies of Arcadia, right? Traversing in like the like airship around the open world, you know, like is like a new take on that. And I just fucking love it. I loved everything I saw about this, and if going from like a game that I was kind of like, okay, it's on my radar, I'm kind of excited because like Atlas I really like, but they're not like have been my favorite because the style of the RPGs that they made are a little bit more like modern city based, kind of like go to school a lot and you know shit like that. That's kind of some of that stuff I kind of turns me off, but this is like, okay, this is the theme that I like, and the style that I like. Yeah, with the mechanics that I like, all in one game, and it looks beautiful. So I'm super fucking pumped for Metaphor now, dude. It's like really high on my list. And they gave a date too, didn't they?
Yes, October the 11th. It is coming out this year. So add another RPG to this year. Like, again, however you want to break it down, Western RPGs, JRPGs, CRPGs, however you want to break all this stuff down, RPGs are just absolutely dominating. Right, we are getting this PTK brought this up a couple weeks back on the shop, and he asked a question, and I had to think about it, but I started thinking about it. But now after Dragon's Dogma 2, after all this stuff, we have the greatest stretch run over the past 2 years ever. Or no, you brought this up, man. You brought this up on PM and the PM actually. This has got to be the greatest stretch run in 2 years of RPGs in general. However you want to break it down, even if you just want to take Western, or if you just want to take JRPGs, or if you just want to take CRPG, this is like the best run of RPGs ever.
Some of the most classic games.
Bro. So good, man.
I still need to play so much more of Unicorn Overlord, man. And it is so good.
It's freaking amazing.
Baldur's Gate 3, fucking these.
I gotta go back to Baldur's Gate 3.
I love these games. You can just keep going back to them and keep going
forever and ever, man.
Yeah.
And we're getting Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 this year. If they make the date this year, I'm not holding my breath, but they were pretty sure it's 2024. But I don't care if it comes out in December. They make that this year. Holy shit! This is going to be one of the greatest years of RPGs ever this year. With Avowed, with all this other stuff that we listen. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I started replaying Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 because I bought it on PC. It's such a different game than the console. Holy shit. It's so good. But we're eating good along with the Souls-like people. We're in a rut, No, we're not in a rut. Like the Souls-like people, like the horror genre people, the RPG people are eating good right now. We are freaking, we had a full table, man. So good. So yeah, that was really awesome to see. I was not expecting to be, I was excited because it's Atlas. Is new IP. And I liked the original, what I saw when they teased it, but to see it in action and to see as much gameplay as we actually got, Mav, like to your point, all the little details, all the little graphical stuff, all the cinematic stuff that they're adding to this blew me away. Like, again, I had to go to the bathroom. I had to take an emergency bathroom break because I had to watch it. It was so damn good, man. So damn good. Let's see, Mav. What else we got here?
Did we mention to everybody the Fallout 4 update hit today?
No, we did not. Yeah, happy Fallout 4 current gen patch day.
Free?
Although PS Plus members currently can't access the patch.
Oh no.
Supposedly that's going to be fixed. Supposedly it's going to be fixed. Supposedly it's bugged. Supposedly it's going to be fixed. And they're going to get it as well. But yes, for everybody else. Yeah, parody. But for everybody else, from what I've seen, the different options, because they actually have a 40 frames mode. We've talked about this, man. And I know there's a large contingent of people out there who swear there is no difference between 30 and 40 frames, and that should not be an option. I am sorry, but there is a difference if you have a 120 hertz monitor or 120 hertz TV with VRR. There is a difference if they give you the 40 frames option. Again, for those games that can't hit 60, Mav and I have been saying, just give us two options on console. If one of those options had to be a 40 frames locked mode, fine. I'll take it. Because there is a difference, and supposedly that is working well. They've got a performance and a quality mode. Supposedly the quality mode is beautiful. It's 4K, aims for 60, supposedly. So there's, but from what I've seen, the screenshots and some of the video that people are posting, it looks like a different game in a lot of ways. There's still tons of mods, even on console, that you can get your hands on. I know Colt put out a video about some of his favorite mods for it. Hey, listen, go check it out. A lot of people already are. This has been long delayed. Yes, I understand they waited for the TV show, but I'm glad it's here. This is just going to make my experience even better when I go back to Fallout 4. Again, I got it re-downloaded. I've got the Game of the Year edition on the Xbox. I'm playing it on the Xbox. I could download it on my PC. I could have been playing it already, but I wanted to wait for the console patch. So, because again, I do enjoy my console. It's so convenient. So I'm going to be playing it again at some point, but I loved what I saw here, Mav. I think they did a great job.
Yeah, I'm excited to dive back in. I've been kind of waiting for that. So I'm going to really try and get locked into it.
So am I. It's got so many freaking games.
I know. Man. I still got to finish Cyberpunk.
Ghost of Tsushima's coming, and then I got to go back and restart Cyberpunk and get the DLC, like Phantom Liberty. I got to go buy that. I'm flooded. Gaming is not in a rut for me, folks. Not at all. Let's see.
We're in such a rut, man. It's so disappointing, the state of video games.
Oh my god.
One other thing before we do the draft Pong. Embracer Group is now 3 companies, right?
3 companies with weird names.
Do you think they did that to make each one of them more like obtainable, or like to just so they don't crumble under their own weight?
Easier to digest, easier to run. I'm sure a lot of it is bookkeeping. I'm sure a lot of it is financial. I'm sure a lot of it is for investment opportunities, because each one of those companies will represent themselves for different investment opportunities, because they are holding different IP and different parts of the media, right? Some of it's for board games, right? They split out the board game section and movie IP.
There's like that, then there's like the indie, and then like the AA, and then there's like the AAA. With the Lord of the Rings IP also.
So here Asmodee is the board and card games. Coffee Stain and Friends is the indie AA and free to play games, and Middle Earth Enterprises and Friends is the AAA games, and obviously the Lord.
That's the one I think is like, that sounds like a badass company. It's the Middle Earth Enterprises.
Friends.
Yeah. Middle Earth Enterprises and Friends. Love it. I love the name. I just want to see the logo.
Oh, Lars.
It's like an independent company now. So like, what is it going to be, like a Hobbit?
Yes. Kind of.
Like maybe. Frodo?
Maybe.
Or maybe Gandalf,
Okay, so
holding like
it's probably Gandalf. You gotta go Gandalf. You gotta go
Gandalf holding hands with Laura Croft is be the logo.
Oh God, please. So that one includes let's see, Crystal Dynamics, Dambuster Studios, Eidos Montreal, Flying Wild Hog Studios. God, I forgot they have Flying Wild Hog. I like Flying Wild Hog.
Dambusters, man. Like they made Dying Light 2. They're the ones that actually made a polished Unreal Engine 5 game.
Correct. Well, it took them time.
No, I mean not Dying Light 2.
Dead Island. Dead Island 2. Yeah, Dead Island 2. Yeah. But yeah. And they also have let's see what else they still have Tripwire, freaking great studio too. Yeah, Vertigo game, Warhorse Studios. That is, of course, Kingdom Come Deliverance. And 4A Games, Play On, Free Mode, Dark Horse, and many other businesses. Notable IPs include Lord of the Rings, Tomb Raider, Dead Island, Killing Floor, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Metro, and more.
Yeah, that's really that's like that's the company I care about out of all these. Yeah. Really, I mean that's just fucking sounds like a great video game company, man.
Yep, it does.
Could be their own. Could become their own mega publisher. That division, Middle Earth Enterprises, if they do it right.
Could, for sure.
You got Lord of the Rings, you got Tomb Raider, you got some great developers making some great IP. There's some hype around Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 right now,
Yep.
Could do some good things.
I think so too. I believe it. Bro. The Falcons took Penix at number 8 after they just signed Kirk.
Oh, why?
I have no idea. Anyway, sorry, we got a little football talk coming in here. I just think it's hilarious.
Bro. Hey, one better player fall to the Cowboys. There we go.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And the Vikings are going to wind up with JJ at number 11.
All the quarterbacks. Let's go on a run. Yeah.
Fuck. Unbelievable. Anyways, I can't believe he got drafted. I mean, he's got a lot of potential, but man, injuries. Anyways, so let's see here. Anything else?
He's gonna be like the greatest quarterback of all time, and this will be like time stamped for
everybody. He wind up. He could be. He's got the ability. I'll give him that for sure. Again, I love watching it.
Jesse B, member for 21 months, had games to play for years at this point. No rush.
Oh yeah. No, that's what I said. Jesse B.
My backlog is immense.
If the video game industry collapsed, right, but I could still access all the games, I'm good. Like I would not have like I was sad.
Survive with your backlog,
bro, forever. I mean, again with Cyberpunk, with Starfield, with these types of games, bro, forever basically, because I'll just keep going back and replaying them. But honestly, I probably have. I mean, legitimately, if I was going to sit down and play games and to complete, which I don't do because I graze
ones that you want.
I got years. I got 2-3 years. I got 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. 5 years.
Easily, bro. Easily. And then he's throwing all the RTSs I can keep going back to.
Oh God, yeah. So those are infinitely replayable.
Bro. You and I are set, bro. Yeah. We got no problems.
We got a super chat from Wilbo Gaggins as well.
Oh, go get Wilbo. Perfect timing, Wilbo.
Wilbo talking Gaggins about Embracer. With the $5.
Embracer owns you.
Says, shout out to the amazing fun speculation community. This is my go-to gaming podcast channel. Finished the Bannisters Ghost of New Eden. Strong recommend.
Another one. Another one on my list. I totally forgot.
That's on the New Eden. That'll be year 5 on my list.
Oh, bro, I've got to play that game. Some of the screenshots and stuff that I've seen from people, it looks amazing. I got to go play that game too.
Appreciate the support, Wilbo, and the nice comment, dude. Absolutely super appreciated. All you guys in the chat rock, and we appreciate you being here. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Thank you.
Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Real quick, Mav, no BlizzCon this year. They're going to do worldwide events, but it was announced today they're not going to have a BlizzCon. They did not say, they said it's not dead forever. They will bring back an in-person one kind of BlizzCon, but they're going to actually do a tour, they said. So what that looks like, don't know yet, but they said it's going to be a worldwide kind of tour showing off their games and showing off what they got going on. But BlizzCon itself is not happening in 2024. Okay. So
sounds like they're just going to show up to multiple gaming events.
Yes, that's what it sounds like, but I wouldn't doubt that they have some dedicated ones too, where they kind of show off stuff.
Right.
But maybe we'll see. Liam McIntyre, Mav, the voice actor for JD Phoenix from the Gears of War series, has posted a comment on Twitter X implying that the developers of the flagship Xbox franchise could be announcing a new game in June. So, Mav, a little bit more smoke to something that we've been talking about for, quite a while now, that this was probably the spot where we hear about Gear 6, potentially if the Phoenix Collection exists. We hear about it here as well. Not surprising, but another indicator. Again, take it for what it is. Grain of salt. It's an actor, but they sometimes do know things. We've had other actors in the past spoil games and releases. So, but yeah. What do you think, Mav? We are for sure locked in with the Gears for a showcase, right?
Yeah, man.
I'm like locked in. There's going to be something.
I hope we get and call me old fashioned, but I hope at this year's summer showcase we have some kind of appearance for Halo. We have Gears 6 announcement and Marcus Phoenix collection, and we also have something for Forza, whether it be Horizon or like a big update from Motorsport.
Horizon's got to take a break, bro.
I'm sorry. I don't know, man. I love these classic franchises, and I feel like I'm not saying it has to come out this year,
but that's one of the games that they really, if you look at it, right? Not to say that it's not good, because it's amazing, right? It's amazing. I spent hundreds of hours in Forza Horizon, so it's amazing. But what I'm saying is, if there is a game that could take some time off, maybe set up perfectly for that next gen console in 2026.
It'd be a launch title for that. Yeah.
Do a launch title for that in Japan. Do it right. Go back to the drawing board, reinvent some stuff, do some work on it, right? Freshen it up a little bit with some of the stuff. That's one of those series that I think could seriously do that. And I think I understand why though. The fan base is rabid. They've got more fans now than they ever did before, right? Because they blew up. Yep. With the last one blew up. So they've got a rabid fan base waiting, and they can put another one out. It can be exactly like the last one in Japan, and it will sell billions of early access copies. It will. They'll do the same thing they did with the last one. It will sell millions.
Yeah.
So it's a moneymaker. So I just almost wish they would take a little.
I'm okay with that completely. I just want to see something Forza there. Like it may be a Motorsport like 2.0 update announcement, so they can like kind of really go in there and revitalize. I know it just came out last year, but like there's some things missing, right? That
how about to get the drift in?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Like this is all coming. Like we're like try and get the Forza community around Motorsport kind of excited again. And they've done great updates since the game's come out, but it's still like missing some things for me. Fucking amazing game. But like if you do play that and then play Gran Turismo 7, which has been out a lot longer, just the kind of the content there seems lacking in some ways, right?
Yeah.
And you want to be like at the forefront. Forza is dominated for the racing genre for over a decade, easy, right? And I don't think they want to lose that like position. And you see the mentality from like just random articles or games media or just general consensus. I'm not saying it's right, but right now most of the consensus out there from the people that are just kind of enthusiasts of racing games is that GT7 is a superior game, right? And I feel like they need to fix that. I feel like some Forza team for Motorsport needs to do whatever they got to do to fix that mentality and bring Motorsport back up to being the premier racing simulation game again. And I love it for on track stuff. I think it's the best, but it's just the content around it is just kind of just lacking there, man. So I want to see some kind of revitalization of the excitement around Forza.
Yep. Nope. And I don't disagree with you. So, I can't wait to see more. But I'm happy that we're getting more smoke for Gears for sure, because I can't wait for a return. I it's been long enough, and again, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of 4 and 5, I don't care. I love the franchise in totality, so I just want to see it come back. And again, Hive Busters gave me a lot of freaking confidence in what they're doing. So, I just want to see something, man, and I think it's time. So, even if it's a tease, but if we get that Phoenix collection,
do you okay? So let's say you have your Gears segment at the Summer Showcase. What do you and let's say they have Marcus Phoenix collection and they have Gears 6, right? And this is all one big segment there. What do you announce first? Gears 6, or do you lead off with the Marcus Phoenix collection?
If I had to say what they'll do, they'll lead off the Marcus Phoenix collection and then end it with the tease of 6. If I was me, I would lead with the tease to 6 and then say, in the meantime,
yeah, exactly. That's what I would do.
Welcome back, and then again go right into
the Mad World
remade trailer. Mad World trailer in UE5, and just blow everybody's socks off.
I would fucking have the band play it on stage live.
Oh, bro, have him come up there. What's his face that sang it? God damn it, I can't think of his name off the top of my head now. Anyways, have him come up and re-sing it. Just watch all these adult men cry.
Yeah.
Including myself. I might get a little tear if they start playing it. That song means so much because also it was my kiddo when he was super young and I was teaching him how to play Gears, but he was super young. But that became his favorite song. And on our way dropping him off to school and picking him up from school on my days when I did that, that's all we would play was Mad World. And he'd sit in the back in his car seat and sing it. Like that, bro. Yeah. Let's go. Let's do it.
Oh, man, it's such an easy home run.
It is. It's like, bro, that's why they won't do it, but it is.
But could you imagine? We have a showcase where we have something. I'm just making it up, whatever, right? Something Halo, right? Something Forza, something Gears. But then on top of that, where they were all they got's Halo, Gears, and Forza for so long, right? Perfect Dark shows up, Fable shows up, right? And you have like some third party show up. Star Wars Outlaws, they got marketing for that, right? Then all of it. Here's Splinter Cell shows back up, right? You have the makings of potentially one of the greatest shows ever, like for gaming showcases, especially for first party. Call of Duty is there at first party, Game Pass day one.
He'll be there.
Starfield, Shattered Space Expansion, you have season whatever of Diablo, you have I mean there's so much fucking awesomeness you can have in this one showcase. Now you add ABK to the mix, you add the other games that we know are getting closer to finally being ready, and you add that on top of they only have these, those existing franchises that now we want to. They're just a part of the puzzle. They keep them there. Add all this other shit in there, and you just have like this fucking. This is Xbox, and you can play these games anywhere in your game in a subscription. It's too good, right? Like they just gotta fucking put it out there. Like they exist. The thing is, like, it's not crazy for me to say these things because all of these things exist, right?
Yeah.
They just have to put it out there for us and really take advantage of the opportunity of the community excitement.
1000%.
And that's something even though they've had great showcases, they always kind of fail to deliver on the home run moment, And I think this is the year. ABK is finalized, right? You have all these games that are getting closer to be ready. You're in the tail or the middle, kind of to maybe peak of this generation coming up, right? Then you're leading up towards potentially early release for next gen. Like, swing for the fucking fences this year, bro. Hold nothing back. Why hold back? You have so much stuff in development. You have stuff to announce and show year after year for years. Like, just swing for the fences. Don't hold back. Give us a fucking amazing show. And I want to see amazing games from all these studios, dude. I think they could do it.
I believe it. We've talked about this plenty of times already, Mav. They've got all the ammo in the world. Like they they got enough for 2-3 shows. They do, if they really wanted to lay it out. So whatever they decide to do, they could jam pack this show, like unbelievably so. So yeah, I'm just hyped overall, man. This showcase is gonna be massive.
Fuck.
A lot of potential.
Dude, was there rumors it's gonna be 2 hours instead of an hour and a half? I think.
Yeah, there's potential rumors there that there's going to extend it, which would make sense with ABK now. If you are going to add that to the team, and you still got all your other first party, why would you not make it a longer show?
Just make it 3. Just reveal everything coming out for the next 3 years, please. Let's go.
You know that's what you and I would do if we were Phil.
Fuck yes, I would. I mean, Keeley has 3-hour shows full of a bunch of fucking commercials and bullshit. Like, why can't Xbox actually has all these fucking games do a 3-hour show?
Man, can't wait. It's going to be a blast, man. But yeah, that was some good news there. Let's see anything else real quick, and then we'll do this draft thing that Mav's been planning out for us here. GeoForce Now, NVIDIA GeoForce Now is getting BattleNet versions of StarCraft, Diablo 2, StarCraft 2, and Diablo 3.
And there's an Activision sale on Xbox right now.
And on Steam.
And on Steam. Okay.
And on Steam as well. Yes. Which I think is a precursor to us starting to get some drops. For sure. Into Game Pass. So because it includes the Call of Duty on Steam and all that good stuff. So yeah, but interesting that GeoForce Now is getting StarCraft. What?
Yeah.
There's still player base. There's still player base, but really? Yeah. Could be thinking about
the future waters.
When there's a resurgence, or just knowing there's going to be a resurgence of players, getting it out to as many places as possible. So when StarCraft 3 is announced on the Xbox stage and the place goes nuts, and all of a sudden everybody hops back into StarCraft, just like everybody's hopping back into Fallout right now, just like there was a massive resurgence into Diablo 3 and Diablo 2 when they announced Diablo 4, they're ready. That they have all these places where people can go find StarCraft, because right now it's just BattleNet, right? It's not on Steam, it's not anywhere else. So adding GeoForce is a good spot.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, when that happens too, if that's this year, let's go.
We're gonna get the StarCraft show, and that's gonna be where the resurgence of players comes from, not a game.
Yes, correct.
Hold us over until the next.
Let's do it. We did get some small details, and then we'll do the draft here. We'll do the draft map real quick, though. We did get some insider information from Tom Henderson, the group over at Insider Gaming. Shout out to Tom. Love what he does over there. Exclusive early details on Assassin's Creed Hex, or Hexy, depending on how you want to say it. This is the game that's coming after Assassin's Creed Red, the Ninja Samurai Assassin's Creed, which is going to be a bigger one, right? This is the next one in line. This is Hex. I'm going to call it Hex because I like it better than Hexy. But anyways, this is going to be the smaller type game that they've talked about. They're going to alternate big and small. But this is the one that's going to be set kind of like the end of Roman times in Germany, towards the end of the Roman days, when the witch trials first started. And obviously you're probably going to be an assassin witch potentially. So this is going to be interesting, but details were as follows. They're few and far between. Officially, the series vice president, executive producer, Mark Alexis Cote, alluded to the game will be different from past entries and developed by Ubisoft Montreal. From the game's official tease, we know that it will lean heavily into witchcraft, and with the game rumored to be set in Central Europe during the 16th century Holy Roman Empire. Insider Gaming understands that the game is still a relatively early stage of development, is expected to be released in 2026 on the Infinity platform. Now, remember, Infinity platform is that new Ubisoft Assassin's Creed platform that they talked about. It's going to be kind of a hub world where you'll have access to all the Assassin's Creed games, but it's kind of be, like I said, the hub world for all this. So the Infinity platform. Hex is understood to be a more linear experience compared to its predecessors, with some elements of open world exploration, somewhat akin to some of the earlier Assassin's Creed games. Again, all good for me. As already reported by Insider Game, Hex is poised to have a single female protagonist, currently named Elsa, who has some supernatural abilities. While details of all of her abilities are unclear, footage sent to Insider Gaming under the condition and not go public shows off one of these abilities. In the footage, Elsa is seemingly being hunted by 16th century German soldiers and uses a spell to possess a nearby cat. The player then controls the cat and uses it to distract the soldiers by knocking over a glass bottle, which smashes on the ground and diverts the soldiers' attentions. The gameplay provided to Insider Gaming depicts a dark and gloomy setting in the cobbled streets of the city. The sources also outline the plan is to have the fear system in the game inspired by Assassin's Creed Syndicate's Jack the Ripper DLC. Amazing DLC, by the way, everybody. Syndicate, way underrated. Freaking great Assassin's Creed game. While the exact details of the system are unknown, it isn't difficult to see how this system, or at least a version of it, can be easily implemented into Hex. The 16th century witch trials saw up to 80,000 suspected witches executed between 1500 and 1660. So some form of the fear system makes sense for this setting. While these are early details of the game, it's not hard to see why Mark Alexis Cote described the title as a different type of game to IGN in late 2022. He continued, quote, "Not everything has to be a 150-hour RPG, right? To bring more diversity to the places we choose to visit and how we choose to represent those periods." Sounds good to me. I'm all in.
Yeah.
I've been sold. Again, the minute they said the time period, dark, gloomy, witches, we good. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, it sounds amazing, dude. That whole setting, right?
Yes.
And I know it's gonna be based like what they're capable of. I know it's gonna have great graphics. I know it's gonna have really smooth, fluid gameplay, right? And you add all that setting into it. I'm sold as well, dude. I love it. I love it.
Launch game for the next Xbox console?
Could be.
Could be cool, man. 2026. Let's go. So yeah, that's the last thing I wanted to bring up. All right, Matt. It's your time, brother, to shine. You came up with this draft scenario. So lay it out, because chat, everybody in chat, you guys are going to wind up voting on who drafts the best dream company.
Making video game companies here, folks.
Making video game companies.
We'll see if we can do better than Embracer Group did.
Bear with me, Mav. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
Right. All right. I got to do this.
I'm going to... You're good. You go do your thing. I'm gonna explain to the chat what it is that we're gonna do. Then I'll re-explain to you when you get back. So we're going to be drafting video game companies. Like I'm gonna have a team, and Pong is gonna have a team. While he empties his bladder, he's probably thinking of his team name, okay, or company name. So, Pong and I are each going to get 11 draft picks, and we can also get one coach. The coach is going to be like a gaming executive, right? Like a Phil Spencer, Jim Ryan, whatever. You know, that gaming executive that's in charge of the management of this beast of a game company. We are each going to get to choose 4 classic gaming franchises to be a part of this company. We're also going to get to choose 4 development studios. Then we get to choose 2 licensed IPs. And then we have 1 legendary developer to be our quarterback. So that'll be 11 picks total, plus the coach. And we can draft in any order. And then you guys, at the end of this, are going to tell us who built the best game company. There's only 2 of us here, so it won't take too long, I promise. But it's going to be interesting, because if you think about it, like if we just choose your favorite game franchises and then you choose your favorite game studios, maybe they don't match up. maybe like you draft an RTS studio, but like you only have like horror games, right? So it's gonna be interesting here. Now, obviously these companies can go on and make new IP and all that kind of stuff, but we're only focused on, for the purpose of the draft, acquiring existing game franchises. This is inspired by the NFL draft. That's why there's 11 picks. Luis Jose says, don't know much about NFL, so this will be interesting. Yeah. Well, this is not an NFL draft. This is a video game draft.
Yeah,
so
you don't have to know anything about the NFL.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I was explaining to the chat, Pong. So we can draft. We have 11. Well, it's actually technically 12 picks. Because we get to choose the coach, who is a gaming executive.
Wait. Okay.
Are you gonna write? Are you trying to write this down?
Yeah. Okay. I need to. Okay. So give me the positions we're drafting.
Okay. So you have 4 game development studios. Okay.
4 studios. So we're building like an entire company here.
You're building a gaming publisher, whatever, right? Think of it that way. Okay. So you have 4 development studios. Okay. You get to pick 4 existing game franchises. Okay. Now, in your publishing house, you will have the rights to 2 licensed IP.
What the fuck? And we're drafting this licensed IP as well?
Drafting the licensed IP. It could be anything. It could be like Star Wars. It could be like Marvel. Yeah, so like you have exclusive rights to this licensed IP. Not video game IP. Licensed IP.
I got you.
So that makes up. You got
we get
studios.
4 straight game IPs, and then we have 2 licensed IPs.
Right, and because those are like your wild cards, right? And you have your 4 development studios. Okay, so that's you count it up. That's 10. Okay. Now you need a quarterback, right?
Correct.
Quarterback is going to be a legendary game developer, an individual. Like a Todd Howard, right? That's probably who you're gonna pick number 1 overall. So you'll have your legendary game developer as your quarterback, okay? And then to finish it off, we will reserve this for last. We will each get to pick a coach. The coach is a gaming executive, like a Phil Spencer, a Jim Ryan.
But we're not drafting them in the draft. We're
gonna reserve it for last.
Well, we should start there then.
We're gonna flip a coin.
Well, no, but we should start with the game exec.
You want to start with the gaming exec? Okay.
Yeah. We should get the game exec out of the way because he's the GM that's going to be running this entire draft.
Okay, you're right.
So let's start with the exec.
Okay. Who? Well, do you have a coin? do you have a?
I do.
You have a coin? Okay.
Yeah, I do.
We're doing this on the fly. We did not prepare for this at all, guys.
Tails, heads, you got it.
Okay.
All right.
So go ahead. You want me to call it or?
Yeah, I want you to call it. Okay. Call it in there. Call it there.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Tails.
I missed it because it's dark in here. It is heads on the ground.
Okay. So Pong gets to choose the coach. And this will be the draft order. We won't do serpentine style because there's only 2 of us. We'll just go back and forth.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
You just get the advantage. The advantage only really makes a difference for 1 spot. So, but we'll pick the coaches first. Okay. So gaming executive, Pong Soul.
Gaming executive.
Coach. Your coach of your company. Who's your Phil? Is it Phil? Is it
are we playing? I mean, we're playing.
It could be anybody from history. It's not necessarily,
Okay, Peter Moore.
Fuck, I knew you were gonna go Peter Moore. Damn it. Peter Moore.
Peter Moore. Roll.
Fuck me. Took my pick already, man.
That's hilarious.
Who was the Jack Nicholson looking motherfucker for PlayStation?
Jack Trenton.
Jack Trenton. Yeah, I'll go with Jack Trenton just because he's fun. Yeah.
All right, I like Jack.
Yeah. He's ruthless too, man.
He is. Yes, Louis Jose.
Yeah,
of course,
like him too.
Peter Moore. I love Peter Moore, bro. Again, yeah. Dreamcast. Again, Xbox. Dude's got that competitive fire. Let's go. I love it. I love it. Let's go.
Jack Trenton.
All right, Jack Trenton it is. All right, cool. So Mav's got Jack Trenton. I got Peter Moore. I think I'm already winning, chat.
Those are two competitive kind of guys.
Oh, bro, this is old school.
Yeah.
We're bringing the old school fire right here.
Yeah. Who would, out of all the gaming execs, who would have been last? If like you had a pool of like 50 gaming executives of all time, who would have been last?
Donnie D or what's his face?
Phil Harrison?
Yeah, Phil Harrison. Those two.
Like, they would be both standing there, and it'd be like, "Fuck, man, I don't know."
Like kickball with the last two kids.
Yeah, right? Can we just like, start the game
I'll
now? Like I don't.
Oh, I'll take Donnie.
Donnie sitting on the bench, like just holding the water bottle.
Right. Yeah, Donnie and Phil, man. That would be bad. That'd be a bad combo right there. All right.
Yeah.
Peter Moore versus Jack Trenton. Oh boy, let's go.
Yeah.
It's already starting hot.
All right.
Let's go. All right. So now who goes?
Okay, you go. So you can pick anything. Okay. Like you have to keep track of what you have, right? So
yep.
And you need 4 companies, 4 franchises, 2 licensed IP, and a quarterback.
Oh, this is why I said unprepared. This is like ridiculous trying to think about this.
But it's better because if we just came in like, oh, we just roll it down the list. I mean, got to put some thought into it. Dude, the pressure's on this way.
Well, I mean, again, this is fantasy. I'm in charge out the gate of this. So
the pick
license IP. License IP with the most license IP with the most potential, in my opinion, is still Star Wars to this day. So I'll take Star Wars.
Okay.
License IP.
Fuck. Star Wars coming out strong, bro.
It's not hard when it's just 2 of us.
Yeah.
There's a lot to choose from here.
Okay. I'm gonna. Oh, fuck. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm pulling a little bit of strategy here.
Okay.
Because you've picked one licensed IP, so I feel like I'm safe waiting.
Okay.
I'm playing like strategy now, so I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna take Todd Howard.
Okay. Take Todd. Take Todd as your quarterback, baby. Take Todd.
Let's go Todd. Ahead. Let's do this.
You got God on your side. That's fine. You got Todd. You got the God.
Starting with what matters the most, the people.
It's true. In a lot of ways. I believe that. All right.
The people.
All right. But see now, the strategy flips back to me, right, Mav? So now you've got your quarterback. So now I got any choice.
But I got the quarterback you would have picked, so I'm still happy.
Potentially.
Okay. Oh yeah, don't lie. You would have picked. There's no way in fucking hell you would not have picked Todd Howard.
Yes, it was between Star Wars and Todd to start this off. You're absolutely correct, of course. All right, so Next up.
Star Wars is strong though, man.
Damn. Yeah, it is very strong. Well, Wow. There's a couple different ways I could go with this one. All right, so we could draw this out for like hours. Frick.
And Magnum says I'd take Randy Pitchford.
He might be my quarterback. He might be my quarterback. That'd be freaking amazing. Dude's crazy enough to take on all this IP. Let's see here. Whew.
Ooh, Pong.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Psycho can't get a name right for his fucking life, man.
Why would he say?
Vince Campella.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Zampella, bro. I love you, Psycho.
Mm.
Zampella.
Oh my god. All right, so
Oh shit. I want to hear him in the conversation with the GameStop customers talking about like the developers and stuff. Like it's like all the names.
Yeah. Well, then I'm gonna bookend this with Marvel. So
fuck you, man.
Yep, I'm gonna bookend it. Yep. We're gonna get those 2 licensed IP out the gate. Lots of potential.
Oh my god. You just literally, I was like, I'm gonna pick Marvel, but I'm safe because he's gotta go.
Nope, I don't. Let's go. Let's go. I'm dominating with Star Wars and Marvel.
Oh my god. You just might as well just said Disney.
I could have said Disney, I guess. I didn't even think of it that way.
No, it's like I wouldn't. You can't get all of Disney.
Okay, all right. So yeah, I'll take Marvel.
Okay, well, I don't have to pick any licensed IP until the end now.
Oh, you're good. You can sit on that one. Yep.
Okay, good. So I'm now left with studios and game franchises.
Yes, you are. But what if you pick a game franchise underneath my licensed IP? Does that work, or vice versa?
Well,
you can't.
It's not, because it's like those aren't really game franchises. You know what I mean? Those are like,
okay.
You know what I mean? Those are licensed franchises from.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So, okay. I'm gonna go.
Okay.
With. It's like, do I try and make the most money, or am I trying to build this for me?
Well, that's what I asked you. Like, what are the rules here? But again, it comes down to the chat thinking who's got the best.
Yeah,
who's got the best company overall.
Badassery is the what we're going for here.
Hey, weren't we supposed to have names for our companies?
Yes, we can give those. You want to give those at the end, or at?
That's fine. That's fine. I was just thinking about if you're going to put up a poll to see who the chat think had the best, we're going to have those names there. So
right. Okay, yep. Well, we'll give the names at the end, because I think I want to know what I have.
Yeah,
to put a name for it.
Oh, that matters. Oh, okay, all right.
You know what I mean? Like, sure. Okay, I'm gonna go Halo.
Yeah. Makes sense. Figured you were gonna go there.
Am I that unpredictable?
Kind of, but it makes sense. I mean, it's a huge IP, tons of potential, untapped potential as well. So there is no doubt about that.
Yeah.
So
Halo, let's go.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'm gonna take. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
I've got a lot of. Oh, did I just? Okay.
Either you have a bad case of hemorrhoids, or you just thought of something really good.
I did. I'm trying to consider here what I want to do. I'm really trying to consider what I want to do here. All right.
It's tough.
It is very tough.
Because like you can tell we're kind of competitive people.
We are very competitive people, and this does come down to a couple different things that I'm thinking about here, like where I want to go with this. All right, I am going to take. I'll take Call of Duty.
Okay, you went for the money.
I went for the money. I went for the big name.
Plus, money. Okay.
Plus, my squad that I'm putting together will innovate Call of Duty. So
I just realized you have Peter Moore that has control of Star Wars, Marvel, and Call of Duty.
Yes.
I am so fucked, bro. He has control of like 3 of the biggest franchises in the world, and from one of the most ruthless, competitive gaming executives of all time. I have no fucking chance here, bro. It's fucking Star Wars, Marvel, and Call of Duty. What am I fucking supposed to do? Yeah, GG. Like, how did I fuck this up? Okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna roll with. The Coalition.
Okay.
I got to get the masters of Unreal Engine 5. Because you know they're going to push the boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first game studio that was taken.
Yeah, it was. It was the first game because there's a lot of game studios too to choose from as well. So okay. Next up.
I think Pong's better at this than I am, guys.
Let's go. Again, I'm building a company to dominate here, right? I'm building a company to dominate. That's my agenda right now. With Peter Moore at the helm.
I already think I know what you're going to do.
So I am going to take Mario at this point.
Oh. I didn't see that coming. Mario, huh? Mario. Got Call of Duty, Marvel, Star Wars, and Mario. Might as well just taking Pokemon. Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Could have.
Ain't no way I'm taking Pokemon. Fuck that shit. All right. Rockstar.
Good pick. Very good pick.
May take fucking 15 years for a game at this point. But
well, I get it.
They're gonna make that money.
Okay.
So so far, I just to wrap up, just to kind of say where we're at, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter Moore, Star Wars, Marvel, Call of Duty, and Mario. You went for the big franchises first. Like, yeah, you're just going like all like IP. You're like, who gives a fuck who makes the games? You're just worried about that later.
Oh, we got plenty of people.
Yeah. I got Jack Tretton, Todd Howard, Halo, The Coalition, and Rockstar.
Yes, you do.
Alvin with a $2 super chat says Peter Moore would become a POTUS with all that. He would dominate the world. He would save TikTok.
It's true. It's true. It's true. There's no doubt about it. All right. All right. Well, I mean, again, looking at domination here. I mean, I got to Grand Theft Auto.
Okay. Grand Theft Auto not made by Rockstar. We'll see how well it does.
Oh, plenty of teams could do that. Let's go.
I see.
All right.
Fuck. You're just getting like the biggest shit.
Well, again, we don't really have any guidelines, so
no, you're right. It's like, all right. You know what? I'm gonna go with. I'm kind of going with my heart here. I think more than anything else, in my level of respect that I have for these things.
Yep.
I think that's where like I'm flawed. Is I have too much bias in my picks right now.
Sure.
Because of that, I'm gonna go with Red Dead Redemption.
Perfect. Good pick.
And if I have Rockstar and you got GTA, that means Rockstar can only focus on Red Dead Redemption, which is a win for me. Getting tough for Pong.
It is getting tough. It is getting tough.
I think you're gonna dominate the poll at the end.
Maybe there's still some wiggle room here for you. There's still
I gotta
some
save it on
obvious.
the back end.
I mean, you got still a ton of fan favorites that you could pull out. They're
Oh.
like, there's a ton of stuff here. So, you know. Where to next, everybody? Where to next? Let's see. All right. Man. Well, I do need a couple studios.
You do.
I do need a couple studios. I need a couple studios that are experienced in making games that I currently have here. So, because we do have to keep these franchises going. So, I'm going to grab the obvious one here based upon my drafting, because then I know I'm pretty much set, because we'll grow them to about 1,000 to 1,500 people, and they can work on like 5 different IPs at the same time. So we're gonna go with Insomniac on this one.
Okay.
We're gonna go Insomniac.
All right. I got 2 more game franchises and 2 more developers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like my heart wants to do something that I don't know is the best move for the company. I'm thinking like an exec. Like, I really want to, but will it sell well enough to make it worthwhile investing in? I gotta fucking do it.
Okay.
Somebody has to.
Mm-hmm.
Command and Conquer.
This is
We're bringing it back, baby. Come on.
All right, chat. You heard him.
Command and fucking.
I mean,
Conquer.
I'm all for it, obviously. So
bring it back in a big way. It'll launch on everything. Day 1.
Okay. Command and Conquer it is.
Go.
All right.
My team.
I mean, you're not wrong. So I mean, I can't go against it here. Man, oh man, where do I go next? All right, let's keep the studios going here. So we are gonna definitely be making RPGs.
Mm-hmm.
So out of this licensed IP for sure. So I am going to grab Bethesda here. We're gonna go Bethesda.
BGS.
We're gonna go. Yep.
Good old BGS.
Yep, we're going Bethesda.
All right. All right. I'm gonna steal one from the chat here.
Okay, that's fine.
And I think this is the right decision. Just like you with the RPG thing, I need an RPG developer.
Yeah.
And Amit Kumar.
Yes.
Whispered into my ear.
Okay.
CD Projekt Red.
Yep. That was my 2 was Bethesda or CDPR. So obviously you took God, so I took Bethesda, but CDPR is right there. Obviously.
Todd can do great things with them.
Yeah, he can. He can. Very similar. All right. Man, oh man, where to next here? Let's see here. There's another. There's another high quality. Shit.
Game studios are the hard one, man.
Well, yeah, they kind of are. In fact,
because there's so many.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like, because, I mean, technically, one of us could, technically say Nintendo, like their game studio, like, right?
Yeah, or like Blizzard.
Right. Or Blizzard, right. Like, there's like big time studios out there. Like, I just don't know how it works because they've got so many sub.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like Square Enix, like you're not gonna draft like business.
Which you're getting rid of, thank God.
Yeah, whatever it's called.
Thank God they're getting rid of that. Okay. Man, oh man, oh man. Man, oh man, oh man. Where to from here? This is getting tough now because now I got to really think.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, let's see here. Mav?
Yes, Pong? You need
2 more studios, 1 more game IP, and a quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I don't want to waste too much time here, and I don't want to drag this out because the chat's going, Jesus Christ, just take a pick. So what I'll do is, to give myself some more time here, is I will take my quarterback now.
Oh, okay. A little risky.
I will take my... Yeah, I'll take... it doesn't matter at this point. I'll take my quarterback.
You've already won.
I mean, I think I'm dominating, but again, that's just my opinion.
Your money guy.
Yeah. So I will actually... I've been thinking about this one, and I will take Zampella because in Zampella we trust. Yep,
yeah,
I will. Yep.
Kind of fucked over on Survivor. Yeah.
Yep. Vince has got experience in making a lot of different games with a lot of different teams, so we're good. I'll go with Vince.
Vince Zampella by Pong Soul.
Peter Moore and Zampella running the ship with Star Wars and Marvel IP and Call of Duty, Mario, and Grand Theft Auto. Okay.
It's going to fail. No.
I feel pretty good.
That
was the original Call of Duty guy.
Yeah. All right. I have. Let's see. I've already got Red Dead. I've got Command and Conquer, and I got Halo. I got Coalition. I got CD Projekt Red, and I got Rockstar. So I have 1 more studio and 1 more game franchise. For studio. Dude. This is like so hard. I'm gonna go FromSoft.
Good pick.
From Software.
It's out in the chat. You're gonna make some Souls games. Let's go.
I'm gonna force them to make Chrome Hounds too.
Good point. All right, then I will take. Well, you know what? I need some first-person shooter people in here, and we're going to be doing some different things with that licensed IP as well. I'm going to go id.
Oh, that's a good pick, Pong.
Let's go id.
Fuck.
Yep, let's do that.
We'll
grow them out.
Yeah, that's really. You know, they don't do multiplayer that great, but they make great games.
They make great games. That's what matters.
Okay. I have 1 more fucking gaming franchise. Oh, man. Okay. This is like the hardest decision. One more gaming franchise.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta again go with my heart because I know if I pick these things, they're getting invested in and made.
Don't you dare say Splinter Cell.
I'm fucking going Splinter Cell here, baby. Splinter Cell is going to be the biggest franchise ever now that this company is in charge.
Oh, it's so bad that I know exactly where you're going. Mav is creating a niche company, and I am I'm going for popular.
You're going Activision, and I'm going for I don't know.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Jeez. Oh man. Oh God, man.
Hey, they're not. They're only dead because the companies haven't made the games. Okay, it's their fault. This company will not abandon these franchises.
Okay. Another creative studio that can work with some of this IP. And we're gonna have a lot left over too. That will be able to hire as free agents, third.
Exactly. Unrestricted free agents. You bring them in, try out.
Need another studio that can do quality work, high output, can handle multiple projects, different styles. Interesting. This IP. There's so many big ones left too. I mean, I could go with like a ton. Screw it. I'm getting really creative here. We're going to get really creative because we're going to be doing some pretty narrative heavy stuff too, especially with the Star Wars stuff. And I believe the studio is flexible enough to do a lot of different things. So we're going to go Remedy here.
Interesting.
I'm going Remedy. I'm going Remedy.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Remedy.
Going Remedy. Mm-hmm. Like high quality games for cheap. For
cheaper.
Good. Cheaper. Yeah. I'm gonna go Remedy.
Okay. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, I got one more. Yeah, I got one more IP.
Okay. One more gaming franchise, right?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, one more game IP. Yeah, gaming franchise.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to pick my 2 licensed IP.
Yes, you do.
Well, I'm going to battle your Marvel with my DC.
Perfect. Figured you were going to kind of go there.
Can't let you pick them up later as a free agent. That would be just gaming suicide. You make your Spider-Man games, I'll make my Batman games. By Rockstar. Rockstar Batman game, people. Come on.
All right.
Coalition Batman game.
Yeah, you're right. You guys, you got a lot of room there. You got a lot of room to work with. All right. Where am I going next? So I got one more franchise, huh?
One more franchise.
One more franchise. Oh.
This is a last pick. Tough decision.
I'll do a personal here. So
okay.
I'll do a personal. I'll go Elder Scrolls here.
Okay. Well, I mean that's also a good pick.
But again, if I was thinking in terms of world domination, there's others that I could certainly agree on. But I'll go Elder Scrolls here as my final pick in this fantasy world that we're living in.
Oh, in a world where you have Star Wars and Marvel, I get DC. Ain't no way in hell I'm taking Star Trek.
No. I know there's another one on the table, though. I'm surprised you didn't say it first, actually. I had you pegged.
Whoa.
Pause. Whoa. No. I had you taking this one. Jesus. I hate this world we're living in where everything is.
I want to know what you think I was going to say, but I can't. I don't think I.
No, I'll let you know after you say it. I'll let you know.
Like, part of me was thinking, like, do I go for the money and go sports? You know?
Yeah, I thought about the sports franchises. That was on my
the NFL or like
FIFA. If you want to go world domination,
you know?
Yeah. Because if you were in charge of that IP, you could make different style games. We could bring back NFL Street. I thought about all that. Yeah, that went through my head.
But it's like, I don't want to own the exclusive rights to it. I want everybody to own it. I want everybody to have opportunity to make those games. Not I feel like I'm going to do something really stupid and pick something also that's for my heart.
Okay.
But I think it could be done right. Fuck. What were you going to say? Do, man. Okay. I got to go with my heart in one of my favorite things of all time in IPs, and I got to make sure it's done right and respected and treated as it should be for my own self-respect and dignity.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
Transformers.
Whoa, good one. It's a good one.
Transformers.
I like it.
Even though those games in the Activision days, you know, were okay. They're pretty good. They're fun. Still, they have not delivered what they could with one of the best franchises, opportunities of all time.
Okay, I like it. I can't deny it.
Cybergunner says I'm toast. Just sell the Take Two Interact. I drafted a little bit more with my heart here. Okay, I gotta say, except for FromSoft, I didn't really draft with my heart there. I was taking advice from the chat, you know, but like, I thought they could do a lot with these.
I thought you were going Lord of the Rings.
I thought about that before we even started the draft.
Yeah, I thought
I did. I was thinking Lord of the Rings, but I don't know. My heart's in other places, man. I love Lord of the Rings.
I love Transformers. I mean, again, I can't deny you there that the untapped potential.
Yeah,
never really big games.
We're gonna now we can't think of these companies for what has existed in the current real world. We have to think about the potential of what could be. Because we are the owners of these franchises. We have the general manager / coaches here, right? And then we have the quarterbacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a chain of command. But at the end, all roads lead to either Mav or Pong for our teams. Do you have a name for your game studio?
The Soul Searchers.
The Soul Searchers.
Let's go.
Soul Searchers.
Let's go.
Okay. All right. My name for my studio is More Than Meets the Eye.
That's why you had to take Transformers, or you just think of that once you took
I just thought of it when I took Transformers.
All right. Yeah, Lord of the Rings by FromSoft, that would be a hell of a combination. Yeah, that would be a sick combination.
Well, all right. I'm gonna put a poll in the chat.
Okay. Yep. For the remaining 60 some people here. Everybody drops out when we started doing our draft. Let's go. Thank you all for being here.
All right. So who is the most badass game company? Is it
you better read Soul Searchers? Yep.
More Than Meets the Eye Studios.
Okay.
No, More Than Meets the Eye. I don't know. It's More Than Meets the Eye. I think it was
More Than Meets the Eye. That's perfect.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
perfect. All right, read off your squad. Read off your
Okay.
squad, and I'll read off mine. Go ahead.
All right. So I have Jack Tretton, the ruthless, savage man who was there at PlayStation's Hopes and Dreams showcase to deliver one of the most dominant showcases of all time for PlayStation. I have Jack Tretton here as the face of More Than Meets the Eye Studios, led by the studio manager, creative producer, executive game badass himself, Todd Howard.
Mm-hmm.
And we will be the stewards of the classic franchises of Halo, Red Dead Redemption. We will resurrect Command and Conquer and Splinter Cell. Led by the talent of the amazing studios of the Coalition, Rockstar, CD Projekt Red, and From Software.
Good stuff.
Plus, we have signed exclusive deals with DC for the rights to make DC franchise games, and with Hasbro for the rights to develop games in the Transformers universe. Invest in us, because we are more than meets the eye.
Perfect. I like the sales pitch, man. I do like to. I didn't know we were doing sales pitch.
Whoa.
So listen up, everybody. The Soul Searchers are coming, right? And the Soul Searchers are going to bring back gaming to where it should be. All right. This is where it's going to be. And it's going to be led by the legendary Mr. Peter Moore, who has dominated multiple industries, but we already know what he did in the video game industry, and he's fired up yet again to change the face of gaming. So Peter Moore is coming with some more tattoos, everybody. And of course, right underneath his right-hand man is the one and only Vince Zampella. That's right. In Zampella, we trust, and therefore he is going to lead a group of licensed IP of Star Wars and Marvel. Just let that sink in. Star Wars and Marvel games are going to be coming of all genres. We're not going to restrict them. And we're going to make sure that they live up to the IP. And in fact, we're even going to bring back some of the old Star Wars canon because I say so. All right? So screw Disney. And then on top of that, we've also got the rights. We own Call of Duty. We own Mario. We own Grand Theft Auto. And we own the Elder Scrolls. Just think about that. Just think about that. Whatever kind of game you want, we're going to make over here. And of course, the 4 studios, the 4 horsemen that are going to lead the way are going to be, of course, the incredible Insomniac, the one and only Bethesda, the legendary id, and of course, a very up-and-coming studio in my eyes who has done some freaking amazing work for a long time, is now finally getting recognized, Remedy. And I just want to let you all know, chat, that if you vote for the Soul Searchers, Vincent Pella has told me that he is bringing on his former Respawn team, and they're going to go ahead and make Titanfall 3. So vote for the Soul Searchers.
That is not on your list. That's not there. That's not there. You can't just say Titanfall 3.
I can't help it.
You didn't make it one of your picks.
Sam Pella called me up.
You're influencing the polls.
Sam Pella called me up and said it's happening. So Soul Searchers get Titanfall 3 from Respawn by Zimpella.
Your influence. Hey, that does not count. Time out. You cannot mention other game franchises that were not part of your picks. This is unfair. It's like getting fucking Brock Purdy with Mr. Irrelevant. Like this is not cool. I might as well just say we'll bring back Titanfall 4. I don't know. We'll make Titanfall 4. He's making Titanfall 3. We'll make Titanfall 4.
I'm sorry. I was just letting you know what Zampella told me.
Well,
he's already got the deal in the bag. There's nothing I can do about it, man. Hey, I didn't know we were doing sales pitches, so I got creative. Let's go, everybody! Vote for Titanfall 3.
Todd Howard called me and he said that he's making Fallout 5 right now, and it's going to be made by
well, the obvious. I mean, come on, you can't name the obvious.
CD Projekt Red.
Why didn't you say you're going to sign Obsidian? Like I said, I was going to sign Respawn.
Well,
say you're going to sign Obsidian
because I didn't want to cheat like you. Okay, we'll sign Obsidian. We're going to sign Obsidian to an exclusive 10-year contract, and we're going to make Fallout games. It's going to be New Vegas 2 and Fallout 5, and they're going to release in simultaneous years.
Well, guess what? We just got word that the entire Rockstar team has quit and is going to be forming a new studio underneath the Soul Searchers, and is going to be remaking Bully, going to be doing Bully 2, and is taking back over the Grand Theft Auto franchise. And they are promising to actually do DLC and not take 10 years anymore to put out Grand Theft Auto.
All the talent left and formed a new studio that is actually going to be under More Than Meets the Eye. We're pulling a Sony. We're killing off a studio. Then we're going to reestablish them under a different name. And we're going to bring back Midnight Club.
Oh, my God. Oh, thank you, Thatch. Let's go.
See, that the Titanfall 3 thing, it's like I was watching the numbers. It was down to 60%. You say Titanfall 3, it's like do. Now it's up to 67%. I was gaining ground until you said the fucking words Titanfall 3. And when you were making your pitch, it was going in my direction until you said the fucking words Titanfall 3. It's rigged.
That was a good game, man.
That was fun.
HNS 1998. Thank you for joining us. Great to see you. Thank you so much. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that little game. Again, that was something Mav made up on the entire fly over the DMs, and we totally obviously did not prepare for it. Actually, that'd be kind of interesting to do one like that, Mav, at some point with like the Xbox Ultimate fam. If you gave us time to sit and kind of make lists and actually do a full snake draft, it'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, like a full like Serpentine style.
Yeah, Serpent style with more people, where it gets really down to the nitty and gritty. Like it would be kind of dope to see what kind of company
we could do. If the chat wants us to, we could do it tomorrow, and we wouldn't have to draft because we already have our teams. Well, that would be weird because
it'd be weird.
Because they would have some of the same stuff that we would.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out. I'll figure out something. Do it, and Nick Kumar says. Or we'll figure it out. Yeah. We'll just have to draft the teams again. We'll get 2 cracks at it. Yeah,
it'd be fun. It'd be fun, but we got to let everybody know so people can kind of prep because it's going to get down there where it's going to be really tough.
Yeah. Is Psycho going to be there tomorrow, I wonder? Are you going to be at the show tomorrow night, Psycho? I know you're busy with work.
Psycho says I'm ready. He says I'm ready, so.
Okay. Because I know he would really get into this.
Far Q says, I don't like it, throw it in the trash. Far Q! Stay positive, man. Hey, everybody, this has been one hell of a return to PM and the PM. So I want to thank you all for joining us and having some fun with us too tonight. Even during NFL draft, I know a lot of people are probably watching NFL draft. Man, Vikings moved up to 10, Mav. I don't know if you saw, I got JJ, but Byron Murphy and Dallas Turner dropped, bro. Byron Murphy went 16 and freaking Dallas Turner. Vikings moved up to 17 from 23 and got Dallas Turner. Fucking bro. Those are two big boys on that D line, man. Whew, boy, that's pretty dope. But yeah, no, thank you all for joining us here tonight. It was a great show, a great return. Great to have Mav back in the seat again. Great to see you, brother. I missed you, man. Glad you guys made it back safe and glad everything's looking up. But it was fun to do a show. Again, last week was weird only having one show on Saturday night. It was crazy, man.
It was a good show. I was able to catch some of it on when we're there. I was sitting
when you were out there?
Yeah, I was sitting at the table eating some, I think I was eating some pasta.
Oh, nice, bro.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it. But yeah, everybody, it's been a great episode of PM to PM. So we're going to get everybody out of here. Mav, we're back to kind of normal here, man. So we're going to have Xbox Ultimate Pro night. What else you going to be doing, Mav? You going to be doing anything else special? Going to be streaming at all? You going to be doing anything? Chilling out.
May stream this weekend. Don't know for sure yet, but we will have our Xbox Ultimate tomorrow, and then on Monday we will have episode 100 of FSP.
Nice.
So that'll be fun.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
And you're gonna be on a show on Tuesday.
I am. I almost forgot about it, but yes, I am because it's a later show. So yeah, I've got that coming up. So Xbox Ultimate tomorrow night. You guys know the drill there. Pong Soul everywhere, by the way. You guys know how to do that. So Xbox Ultimate tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central Time, right here on the Fun Speculation Network, where the family gets together. We have lots of laughs, but we do a lot of talking too. That's going to be a blast. Saturday morning, of course, it is going to be Living Split Screen. Steel already announced that we do have a hard cutoff time at noon, so it will be just about a 3-hour show on Saturday morning, but be there 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central Time. My brother from another, Steel, and I are back after a week off. We're going to have a lot to talk about, a lot of cool stuff. Steel and I are going to get into some games that we've been checking out and seeing, and then don't forget that Wandering Dutch in the midweek mix-up over there, he put together another community indie showcase, which is going to be premiering this Saturday. I want to say 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 o'clock Central Time, which will be 11 o'clock Pacific Time. I'm pretty sure that's the time, but check Wandering Dutch. You know the amount of work that he puts into this. He's got tons of community members, including me and Steel, are back again, and we all put in lists of our favorite indie games coming up. Some of them are out, some of them are coming out in this year, and some of them are coming out even further out. But he puts together very professional. Aaron Greenberg is back again this year to do his little segment as well. Dutch puts a lot of time into this, so please check out the Community Indie Showcase 2024 on Saturday. Go check out Dutch's post for that. It's going to be a cool show. Again, he puts it together professional. It's his game, introduction from some people, usually about a minute and a half long max. Games, introduction, games. So it's a freaking amazing show on Saturday. And then Saturday night, the Shop Podcast PTK Blam's channel. Be there for that with PTK, Blam, Fuzzy, Belvedere, and myself. And we usually have a couple guests. I don't think a guest have been announced yet this week, but be there it's the best way to end your Saturday night. Have us on in the background while you're chilling, playing games. 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Central Time, the Shop Podcast, PTK Blam's channel. And then next week, like Mav said, Tuesday, Pixelated Echoes with the one and only 3-Bit and Fuzzy. Tuesday night is going to be a special show. I get to join the one and only Lord Cognito. That's right. We are going to have royalty over there. Always great to see Cog. Missed out on his last. I couldn't go because he asked me to be on Iron Lords for during Easter. I was out at mom, so I couldn't do that. So it's been a minute since I got to talk to Cog. We're going to have a great time on Pixelated Echoes, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 o'clock Central Time, I believe is when that show starts. So keep your eyes open for that. It's going to be a blast. I can't wait to be on with 3-Bit and Fuzzy and Cog. And then, of course, back here Thursday night. Oh, I can't forget Tuesdays also. Double Barrel Gaming is the channel. Boomstick is the man. All good things green. Xbox Factor Podcast, 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 o'clock Central Time. Be there. Support Boom. He supports everybody else in the community. Awesome time there. And then I'll be back here Thursday for PM in the PM next week, right here on the Fun Speculation Network. Anyways, everybody, it is the golden age of gaming. Please get out there and enjoy all of this stuff. If you feel like you're in a rut, I get it. Maybe break out, try something new, try something different. Go out on a limb, take a risk. There's a lot of great stuff out there right now. Play what you love what you play. And I'm going to talk to you all real soon. Mav, get us out of here.
Peace out, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.